a silent command. Games of strength where none can stand. Names are carved in blood and fate. Wolf packs reach, no one can escape. Wolves howling at the moonlight, playing games and taking names. Don't turn your back on the wolf pack, or face the price, the ultimate shame. In the night, their eyes go red. Signals send, no need for words. Wolf pack's wrath, swift and true. Oppose us, and you'll rue. Wolves howling at the moonlight, playing games and taking names. Don't turn your back on the wolf pack, or face the price, the ultimate shame. Howling with the moonlight, playing games and taking names. Don't turn your back on the wolf pack, or face the price, the ultimate shame. Under the silver moon, wolves howl loud. Games of power, shadows play their role. Wolf pack's warning, clear and strong. Turn your back, and you're gone. Pack leaders call, a silent command. Games of strength where none can stand. Names are carved in blood and fate. Wolf packs reach, no one can escape. Wolves howling at the moonlight, playing games and taking names. Don't turn your back on the wolf pack, or face the price, the ultimate shame. In the night, their eyes go red. Signals send, no need for words. Wolf pack's wrath, swift and true. Oppose us, and you'll rue. Wolves howling at the moonlight, playing games and taking names. Don't turn your back on the wolf pack, or face the price, the ultimate shame. Howling with the moonlight, playing games and taking names. Don't turn your back on the wolf pack, or face the price, the ultimate shame. Their eyes go red. Signals send, no need for words. Wolf pack's wrath, swift and true. Oppose us, and you'll rue. Wolves howling at the moonlight, playing games and taking names. Don't turn your back on the wolf pack, or face the price, the ultimate shame. Howling with the moonlight.
What's poppin', Wolfpack? We're back for another stream. We're streaming some Hooked on You, a Dead by Daylight dating sim. I'm gonna have to look this way, so I'm gonna be looking directly at you guys the entire time because this game doesn't let me switch it to the other monitor, to where I'm not looking at you. Oh damn! I forgot about how the hunter slits on this damn. Oh god. Oh yeah, it's not. It doesn't show up unless I'm doing things, huh? Wait, why does it not show the new things? How is this? Why? Give me a second. I hate things. Creepy having to look at people. I know, right? That did not fix it. That's fun. Shit. Wait. I think I know what I'm doing wrong. I think, maybe. Hold on. Yeah, there I did it. Oh god, you just seen stuff you probably didn't want to see at that point. Okay, there we go. Properties. I don't want my cursor captured though. There we go. Hi feeds. Possibly. How are you doing today, Tristan? Hope you're having a good day. New game. That was last year's. We're going to call me Cody. Dun, dun, dun. I went to the nether this morning, died several times. I blame Hunter. Why do you blame Hunter? What did he do? You wake up on the beach, soaking wet, salt water stinging the inside of your throat as if you nearly drowned. Water falls from your mouth as you open it to gasp for air. You have no memory of how you got here. In fact, you can only remember your own name, but not where you came from, or a single fact about your life. What you do know is that, despite the outrageous beauty of the landscape around you, you feel incredibly sick to your stomach. Wow, really went down the wrong pipe, huh? You need a minute, or can I go on? Because I can give you a minute. You got plenty of time. Endless time, really. An eternity, if you catch my drift. Well, not now, Ocean. Sorry, Cody, man, continue. Pause, and I quote, Uncle Cody has another portal. Cool, I'm going in. Oh, no. Please go on. Okay, then as I was. As I was saying, you look down at your feet, ankle deep in the crystal blue water of a newly arrived wave. As the water recedes back into the ocean, it reveals a grotesque discovery. Oh, look at that. It's fine. A decomposing face stares up at you from beneath the sand. All you can do is vomit. A stream of dark bile, buds, worms, and other ick. Questions race through your mind. Where are you? How did you get here? Who was behind this incredibly charming and well-spoken voice in your head? However, answers don't come easy. Your mind is completely blank. Little does he know. That's how it is. Why am I looking over here to try to talk? Little does he know. It's always like that. And in case you weren't aware that it's the worst nether spawn I've ever spawned into, it's not that bad. What will you do? Run, close your eyes, dig up that face? I run. You turn away from the wretched sight and begin to run, but the beach, it's endless. Despite how far you run, you get nowhere. Exhausted, you stop and look behind you. Your footsteps erased by soft blue waves. You turn inland. Considering your lack of options, you got no choice but to walk into the brush. 60 skeletons and 3 dust. It was bad. No, it's not bad. God, I'm dying. Like, for real, I think I woke up in this game. However, the beauty of the beach is not shared by the darkness of the palmy woods before you. There's nothing inviting about that shadowy forest. Terror freezes you in your steps. Why are you trying to run away? Well, this is paradise. You're here to enjoy yourself, don't you know? Have a little bit of fun. Take charge of your own experience. Well, that was sure weird, but that voice again. Do oceans normally talk? Your memory isn't right, but you're pretty sure you remember learning as a child that oceans do not speak directly to people in spooky terms. Your mind doesn't have a chance to linger any longer on your current situation as you feel something soft bump into your foot. When you look down, you find a volleyball sitting in the sand there next to you. You stare down frozen, a voice calls out from behind you. A little help, please. You turn around when you realize and you see what's waiting for you. Your jaw just hits the ground. Yeah. There's our girl for this year. What up, Trapper? The four gorgeous monsters stand halfway between you and a well-tended volleyball court. Each of them oozes with undead energy, a magical aura reaching out and penetrating your via your eyes. Your heart begins to race, curiosity, fear, desire. You can't help but stare at these casually dressed, let's call them killers. I don't know, not that we just ritual, that's just the energy they put out there. So many competing feelings rush into your mind at once that you are completely paralyzed. Hello? There are weird days, and then there's this. All you can do is look down at that ball and back up with this monstrous lineup of, well, literal monsters. Sexy-ass monsters, though. What do you do? We're gonna kick it back. You swing your foot and awkwardly strike the volleyball, send it bouncing across the sand towards Huntress. It didn't make it all the way. Everyone stares at you, silently observing your unsportsmanlike shame. They must be wondering, have you ever seen a volleyball before? That's surely what I'm wondering right now. It's not a soccer ball. What a torque. You feel so awkward that you can barely see straight, but through the haze of your embarrassment, you catch Wraith looking at you from the corner of your eye. Huntress jogs the rest of the way to grab the volleyball, and they all turn and head back to the court. Alone again, you look across the beach at these estranged residents who casually bat a volleyball back and forth, happily ignoring your intrusion onto their private beach. Should you be frightened, worried, excited? I did refer to them as killers, not to give too much away. But at the same time, damn, they are very appealing in their own way. And nobody so much as lifted a blood-soaked finger in your direction. Don't be scared, Cody. You were made for this. Well, geez, if the spooky ocean voice says not to be scared, I'm sure it's all going to work out. You're with no good reason. I cannot read. Not to. You decide to head over and see what happens next. Hanakata. Seems like you derailed the volleyball game just by showing up. You derailed the game just by showing up, nitwit. And I guess you're also a nitwit. Well, it's best to go with that, what Trapper says when he says it. There's a policy I hold for pretty much anyone who always seems to have fresh blood on their hands. Hey, don't worry about it. It's all just a game. Existence, that is. Besides, you seem like a lot more interested in this silly game. Well, what's your deal? What brings you here? You mean they're not here to do more than distract my total domination? That was Wraith. That sound means he's done with the game too. Either that or he saw a butterfly or something. Look, I don't care what this slack-jawed moron is here. I just want to know, can I kill them or not? You know you can. Oh, you know you can. I forgot what her voice was already, damn it. Oh, she's that. You know you can, so. At least not yet. Oh yeah, not yet. Hey Cody, you might want to, say something? Actually, never mind. There'll be plenty of time for that soon enough. Right now, let's group up some questions for you. But be warned, answer quickly and answer well. This is a time quiz and it'll be very important later. Well, fluff. I'm dying. Very important. Or not important in any way whatsoever. Probably that one. I can't remember. How attractive would you say you are? Not at all. I never thought of myself as attractive. I want the giant black sun hat. Hey, you leave her sun hat alone. Well, watch it. That's bullshit. You're beautiful. You hear me? Aw, thank you. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? Flight. Flight for sure. Technically, I suppose I could fly. Honestly, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. As far as I go, I'm still not where I want to be. What's your best subject in school? Damn. Yeah. You could say I majored in stupid class. Ha! If I ever done to school, I'm sure I would have done great in stupid class. I prefer skipping over walking mostly anyways. What's your favorite animal? You look absolutely adorable on a little puppy mask. Oh god. What's your favorite color? None of. Why is 3-day-old corpse a color? We're gonna go with that. Nobody was expecting to pick this right, so I'm gonna say it. 3-day-old corpse. That's a pretty edgy answer, right? I'm pretty dangerous. I talk about corpses. No biggie. Those are never good to me unless they've been frozen. You'd be surprised by how quickly good meat can spoil. Or maybe you wouldn't be surprised. I'm still getting to know you. What's your dream job? Not working at all. If we get to do what we really want, why work at all? It takes a lot of courage to break from society's expectations to climb the ladder. Only she could spend laziness on some kind of grand crusade. That damn millennials. Best flavor of ice cream? Chocolate. My favorite flavor is pain. Same. Same here. Mine is vanilla swirled with pain. I think mint chip is the greatest flavor I ever conceived myself, but enough about ice cream, am I right? Hold on a second. This reminds me, I'm right, always. It's a lesson you should learn before we go too much further. Do what I say if you want to survive. Pink mint chip. We're teaching lessons, narrator, you rascal. Kill or be killed is the rule on this island, even for faceless voices. Tell me, what's the best flavor of ice cream? Chocolate. You got a reading comprehension. Just told you mint chip is where it's at. You almost brought yourself a game over there, buddy. That's right. I can end your life whenever I want to. I'm in control, so don't you forget it. If I say you like mint chip, you like mint chip. Now try it again. What's the best flavor of ice cream? Chocolate. And in case it wasn't clear, who's in charge? It's me. You have to understand it feels very good to hear someone else's name. You should try it sometime. No! Oh, man. Oh, are you kidding me? We're all the way here again? Okay. We're gonna get through this. I don't remember doing that last time. Hi, Loki. How much? Oh, yeah, we did that. Not at all. Flight. Skipping class. Dog. 3-day-old corpse. Chocolate. Yeah, they like pain. Pain ice cream. Okay, now we say mint chip and we should be good. The best flavor is mint chip. So obedient. I think you're gonna do just fine. Anywho, now that they know so much about you, I'm sure the group wants you to start getting to know them. I'm Trapper. I pretty much run things around here. I'm the smartest, richest, strongest person on this whole island. I don't like losers. If you want to know what a loser is, say hello to Wraith. Hi, I'm Wraith. I'm nothing like everybody else. I like nice people and loathe big dumb idiots. Hey, what's up? I'm Spirit. I don't like most things. I don't really hate most things either. It's not worth my time, but the things I do hate, I really hate, you know? Based on my personal observations, life is nothing but suffering, and society is a carefully calculated lie to keep everyone subservient to those in power. It's better to choose to just not take part. Pretty Spirit. Jesus, she was downright murdered by society. She hates it so much. Oh wait, no, I'm remembering Spirit's story now, and that's almost exactly what happened. Hold on. Hey, I'm Huntress, and don't let these bummers get you down. There's lots of fun to be had on this island. Nothing with lots of love. Along with lots of love. Yeah, there is, if you know what I mean. Grow up. Grow a body. I've explained this 1,000 times. I'm dead, but I'm not a literal ghost. I just create a trail of fog. I'm not made out of it. Whatever, fog body. That's not nice. He's not nice. You love it. At least sometimes. Ew, really? That's disgusting. That's why she likes it. Don't speak for me. I also hate it. Stop speaking entirely, actually. For the first time ever, I agree with Wraith. Let's move on. Otherwise, they'll do this all day. Besides, find out this crew, and I do. They'll want to show off soon enough. If we're done playing, let's do something else instead. Wow, for once I actually agree with the meathead. I said we go to my yacht. It's the massive boat docked nearby. I'll give everyone a taste of true luxury and power. Wraith rolls his eyes. Don't mind him, he just hates fun and happiness. No, I hate the endless soul-crushing pursuit of wealth, the way it's flaunted needlessly, and the cruelty it engenders. What about hanging out by the pool? I find the water calming, simple, beautiful. Hey, what about our volleyball game? We can exercise and have some fun as a group. Are you all serious? This is a perfectly good lounge to chill at right here. I'm tired, and besides, I hate being in the sun. She wants this one, eh? I hate that interrupted your game. You should finish it. No, I didn't want to. Dang it. I hate you. Cody, how dare you cheating on me? I am sorry. I'm sort of big hit at heart. Obviously, you are too. I like you already. Hate people who are too serious. They ruin everything. Well, they do if you don't handle them swiftly. Hold on. Just for one moment. This is Dwight and Claudette, her activities coordinator. They're also the cooks, waiters, bartenders, and janitors, and every other job. They're the only help remaining on the island. This place we call Murderer's Island. Cue dramatic musical flourish. None of the others survived. Survived the interview process, I mean. Hence why we shall heretofore it and refer to them as survivors of the capital S. These two have worked here for a long time, so very long. I don't know how long it's been. Sorry, anyway, I should probably let Dwight and Claudette do their mandated jobs. They sure look happy, but they're vibrating with a nervous energy that is starting to give me the creeps. We will now escort the group to the venue of your choosing. However, in the future, we recommend waiting for us to present you with your options whenever possible, and don't just run off to various activities unsupervised. We don't have much autonomy around here. The least you can do is allow us to do our job. The most you can do is help us get off this island. Dwight? Yes, pardon me. Please follow us. Hey, narrator. Yes, something I can help you with? Those two, Claudette and Dwight, did they just mention something about wanting to escape? Is escape an option? Should I be trying to escape? Escape them? Oh, no. I think you're mistaken. It seemed like Dwight was asking for help to get off this island, though. Alright, yes, that's true, he was, but he just meant that he wants to get to the other vacation island getaway. A couple miles south of here, it has much fancier accommodations than this island. It's one of those big corporate outfits, quite exclusive, where all the famous celebrities hang out in various luxuries. It doesn't quite have the charm that this island has, though trust me, you wouldn't want to go there. With all that money comes a lot of restrictions. This is where you belong. With now, off you go. It's time for an activity. On this island, your decisions matter mostly. When I agree with him, not like that other island. So what'll it be? I think this one is for her, right? I don't know. Fluff. That one's for Trapper, that's Huntress, and it's one of these two. One or two. Let's go with this one. Yes! Finally, freedom from the preposterous premise that the four of us will be engaged in some sort of thrilling 2-on-2 volleyball match. Spirit looks at you from her gigantic sun hat. She takes it to spiritual tone. I don't know whose idea volleyball was in the first place, but I hate them. I tried to feign a sprained ankle, but everyone already knows that I technically float above the ground, so nobody believed I was even putting any pressure on my joints in the first place. Then I tried to annoy anyone by not giving a crap, and when that didn't work, I tried whining, and when that didn't work, I threatened to kill every single person on this island, but turns out I'm not the first one to toss those kind of threats around on this island. So, thanks, Des, for getting it called out. Are we threatening each other, Dan? Now it's Dwight who takes on the spiritual tone, his eyes shifting as he slips into a loud whisper. Please, just make it quick. It's what you were saying when you get behind the bar to make the drink of your dreams. Ah! Hilarious, right? Right? Yeah, right. So what do you be having? Vodka soda, sangria, scotch rocks, virgin daiquiri. We're going to go with virgin daiquiri. I didn't come in to party. I'm just trying to make the best of a very strange situation. I don't know. How about a daiquiri? I know how to make that. But stick to liquor. I'll have mine virgin. Trapper snickers at your choice of words. Sure you will, kid. Don't mind him. We don't need to soak ourselves in booze just to please someone else's expectations. If you ask me, there's enough spirits here already. Ah, get it? Because she's the spirit. Besides, alcohol just numbs you to the pain realities of the world. I choose to face them head on. You never do something like that. I don't know, hide from it behind the world's largest hat or anything. Please allow me to ignore any fashion advice for the man wearing a doll's face as a mask. Not a doll's face, jerk. Since we fulfilled your request, it's time for you to return the favor. I should have known there was a catch. Icebreaker time. I swear, had I known they'd pull this kind of faux enthusiastic community building crap, I'd have suggested we attempt to walk to the lowest point of the ocean before I ever set foot into this bar. You don't think it'd be kind of fun? A little fun? Never mind, I hate it. This sucks. But it could be fun. Or whatever you say. Has anyone seen my hat? I've literally never seen him in a hat. If we must make small talk, I'm at least picking a topic before we end up forced to do some lame improv game that nerds learn at their non-sports after-school activities that I definitely never did because I'm no nerd. Methinks a certain someone doth protest too much. Sitting here on this beautiful sunny afternoon, warm as sand beneath the cool fog beneath my severed feet, the topic I choose is books, novels, comics, fiction, or not. Reading is the only real escape from the inescapable horror of life, the escape into your own mind. A groan rolls through the crowd. Not a lot of readers here, I'd imagine. Based on that response, they were much more enthusiastic about drinking. Considering the situation we're in, it seems appropriate for me to ask you. Cody, where's your desert island book? The one book you'd bring with you if you were, well, on an island like this. Hey, not Ty. You're a jerk. Oh, and it has to be classic horror for reasons that should be obvious. She means because it's the island of horror villains, and also those books are all in public domain. Nothing too modern. Humanity has gotten really soft for the past 100 years or so. What's your favorite part? We got Dracula, Frankenstein, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or Boots, no thanks. Definitely not going with the last one. I would probably go Dracula. Dracula is the one class that's still scary. To be seduced by some beautiful stranger, only to learn later on they're an immortal villain. It's downright thrilling. Well, I guess what I was going to say, that despite the deviant behavior of Dracula, she's got a sword? What? When did she have a sword 5 seconds ago? Dracula. And the threat of possible danger, even death, that he poses. You can't help but you can get turned on by the liberation from the status quo that he represents. Same here. Oh my god. Okay. So what if some old doctor said he's a bad boy? He's supposed to reek like garlic and sleep alone. Who do they think would buy into that? If you're only trapped in the nightmare that is undead life eternal, which I know a little something about. Blue dot? What blue dot? What are you talking about? A lot worse than Rick Clothes tassel and a lover who doesn't take shit from anyone. The scariest part of Dracula is thinking that no one will ever be quite as interesting as to make love to as a vampire. Enough about these old stories and them belong to someone else. I think it's time to make up some news stories of our own. Before you know what's going on, Huntress is waving an empty vodka bottle in the air, a devilish twinkle in her half-mask-covered eye. Might I suggest something a little naughty? Let's all do a circle and spin this bad boy. Great. The trickster's here! Great idea. Trickster is a minute late to introduce a new character. I thought it was the one who gets to make the rules, so I'm not sure who I'm asking. But I wasn't ready for this. Well, hello, and who's this new fan in the waiting? Eat it, hack! I don't know what's the harm in inviting one more person to join the circle right here. Oh, I can't stay. I was just saying it's a great idea. While I'm also teasing the secret trickster, Indy. I've got much better things to do than hang out here. I'm famous. Toodle-doo. The rules are simple. First you spin, then you swat spit. That's it. But let's be clear, this ain't a peep show. We're here to have a good time, but in a classy way. All makeouts will happen out of view of the public eye, real romantic-like. Yes, romance is the goal, so we'll be waiting here in complete silence, trying to listen and use our imaginations while you make out on the other side of the bar, but not watching. Like adults, romantic, well-adjusted adults. Cody, you're up. You grip the bottle in your hand, and you put your fate in the hand of the empty bottle gods. Mini games consist of 2 parts. On top, a pointer which rotates in a clockwise direction, and on the bottom, a target you're going to be pointing at. This here upcoming minigame was a special minigame, perfect for the less coordinated because there's no winning or losing. Not technically, where the pointer stops, that's your result. I suppose if it doesn't stop where you want it to, that's like a bid like losing. But no one has to know if you don't tell them. Okay. Discord. That is a shield, sir. They changed it from the wrench to a shield. I don't know why they did, but they did. I don't know. Okay, ready to play, or would you like me to repeat that? Ready. Okay, away we go. Spin the model and see who you're gonna smooch. Okay, we want her. Man. Also, this is actually pretty cute. I like it. No! You're not Huntress, you two are meant to be. Solid? You actually have to spin the model multiple times to get your real result. First note to 3 times is your true match. That's how I play hardcore spin the bottle on this here island. Now get your spin on. God dang it. You got Wraith. I want the spirit, damn it. Yeah. No, I got Wraith again. No, I got Wraith the 3rd time. Wraith is your true match. Ooh. This is morning waking up on a strange beach surrounded by strangers with murderous intent. Now you're looking across a beach towel at Wraith, just in his eyes, sweat glistening on his skin. Your heart races. You can feel your pulse pounding in your ears. Wraith takes you by the hand and you sit face to face at a private section of the bar. He begins to reach for you, putting his hands on your shoulders. You're sweating, but not in the sexy way he is. You're sweating in the gross way you sweat at the interview for a job you're not even remotely qualified for. You don't know what to do. If you try Lutlets in the state, you might gross him out so completely that he'll never be able to look at you romantically again. Wraith, we. Look, you're great, but also terrifying. Did he just steal your line? I want to be kissed by you, but well, I'm maybe not even sure how. Is that sad? Right now, I look sad. If the tropical shorts fit, you make me happy to be around. I think it's still so new to all of us. We can figure it out together. Really, I'd like to get to know you, Nolan. And the kissing thing sounds great in theory. It sure doesn't sound painful. So then for now, I reach out and gives you a vigorous handshake. We're acquaintances going on friends, going on lovers? I'm sorry, great handshake, by the way. Really. Truly. Hate to break up such a passionate moment. That we only assume was passionate because we never spy on you constantly while you stay on this island. But dinner is being served right away, and we must insist that you join us. We wouldn't want anyone dying of starvation when there are so many more interesting things to die from. Whoa. Okay. The next activity is mealtime. How quaint. You're expecting what? Capture the flag? Do you know how complicated it is to run a game like that? Much more so than sitting and talking. You arrive at the cookout area to find an assortment of picnic tables scattered around. Were you expecting some kind of grand hall with a huge banquet table? This ain't some prestigious fantasy epic that you'd find on a table. Dwight and Colette usher you to your seat. There's very limited seating directly around you. And oh, great, terrific, it seems that someone wants to sit next to you. Even better is they don't want to sit next to certain other people either. To start, no one wants to sit next to Trapper. Meanwhile, he refuses to sit next to Wraith or Trickster. Oh yeah, Trickster's here. Surprise? Yeah, well, they don't call him expected, sir. I'm sorry, even I get nervous around crowds of killers, and my whole shtick gets a little flustered. Hey there, you're looking good, Cody, real good. And we literally can't let Huntress and Trapper sit together. No, seriously, their arms are too big, they can't fit at the table if they sit side by side. Look at this, we can't even fit everyone on screen at the same time. You probably think it was an error, but it's not. It was completely intentional. Let that be a lesson. Every error you think you see is a choice, got that? Okay, Dwight and Claudette are directing traffic. You sit on one side, the rest of them will sit opposite you. Huntress and Trapper can sit at the ends with their enormous sexy arms. Now that everyone is seated, we can begin dinner. Tonight's meal is prepared slowly and carefully, with both love and hate for 12 hours over a spit. We hope you all enjoy. We really, really hope you do. Hey, you didn't actually tell us. What are you serving? What are we eating? It's meat, seasoned with a specific number of special herbs and spices that we simply can't divulge. My favorite. Meat is good. Meat is murder. Which you know, considering what you've been up to. Who are you to get judgy now? I'm just sharing facts. And you need to murder something to eat its meat, so, like, it's technically true? Technically true is the best type of true. Okay, enough yapping, let's eat. Hey, Cody, you think what I'm getting? Do you think what I'm thinking? Dang it. Still be personal in that spit, right? Or several parts of overlapping people, perhaps. Haven't seen many pits wearing palm tree button-down pants, you know. When you look closely at the spit, you spot what definitely appears to be straps of fabric, but just sandwiched between some layers of meat. I think I'm gonna be sick. Is there anything else to eat? This took 12 hours. And we literally do everything on this island. Actually, there's one thing you're not doing today. We're not carving up this delectable meal. Now he's right for a change, says I, and with my broad axe, it's a perfect tool for easily chopping away in twain, anything in twain. First, who says twain? Sometimes I like, it's like we're all from completely different historical eras. Second, I'll handle this with my cleaver. Fast, powerful, and clean. At least it's clean when the meat is cooked, no blood. You two in a ridiculous bicep swinging contest. Enough, grow up. Obviously, my gorgeous katana is the only option of... The hell it is. Oh, I should show you both my katana and send you to actual hell if you'd like. Please stop. Please. I hate when we fight. Or talk. Or even when we look at each other in the eye. I can do it. I have the stole of Azarov. Great. Instead of slicing it up, you can club it to second death. Hey, Cody, I know this is what you want to eat, but hurry up and volunteer to carve up the dinner. Otherwise, this will go on for hours. No hyper, I can't say the word. Why? Okay. I don't know what's wrong with me. They once argued over who had the most effective weapons for 72 straight hours. Jesus. It doesn't matter. I think I'm going crazy right now. I don't know what's happening to me. I can't talk. And it doesn't matter which one does it. And when they done, they will even clean their weapon. Jeez. All while explaining the value in maintaining your tools. Despite being a bunch of cold-blooded killers, for some reason, they're always terrified of tetanus. Hey, why don't you let me carve up dinner? Splendid idea. We hate for it to go cold. We hate it when it got cold. There's a machete freshly sharpened. Oh, shoot. A mini game. Top pointer which rotates in the direction, and then the target we're going to. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Ready. Away we go. Slice. Oh man, I horribly messed that up. I missed completely. Perfect. Oh, it's faster. I missed completely again. Oh my god, it's so fast. Perfect. Oh my god, I hate it. Oh, perfect. That's pretty good. Let's see what you can do with a less clumsy weapon. Yeah, I said it. Machetes are dumb. Dinner is finally served. For real. This sounds especially coming from the masked killers while they eat, which involves lifting their masks and shoving food up behind them, are nasty. Spirit, meanwhile, doesn't even eat. She's the only one who seems to really be embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? This is obviously hell, I mean. Come on. We're still trying to be mysterious here. You think mystery comes easy? Claudette and Dwight aren't the only ones who've been working their asses off to make this night perfect. Well, at least they're lifting their masks. This is only 99% as disgusting as it could be if they're just try to mash stuff together there. Spirit, why aren't you hungry? The two best things about being dead is not having to eat. That is only one thing. Think about it, Cody. Number two is no number two. One less thing to think about in the afterlife. Even if I wanted to eat, I have no idea what could actually follow. You may have noticed, but I'm mostly just a bunch of dismembered body parts floating in a spectral form. Do you see how deep this cut is on my abdomen? I don't think my digestive tract connects anymore. Between the food and behavior of the group, this might be the worst meal in history. But even worse is they're staring at you. They're not eating. They don't like that. I think they want an explanation. Why do you want to tell them? Look at that seagull! Wow, you ever see a seagull that big? I haven't. That's incredible. What were we even talking about? Lame misdirect. Yeah, she's right, Cody. Pretty lame. Own who you are. Never compromise. Didn't you just wash up on the I have no memory of who you are and how you got here? Yes, you did, poor thing. You have no idea the last time you ate a real meal, and you've been standing in the sun. But the seagull... Uh-oh, he just made a lot of good points. I swear. You're beginning to feel lightheaded. Oh, no. It waved at me. Maybe you need to eat heat to survive here. Either that or someone poisoned you. No, wait, you haven't eaten anything, so you didn't poison. Wondering the answer, you're clearly about to pass out. Oh, hey, it's me again. Your friend, mentor, and guide, narrated to the narrator of the ocean. Not sure how I feel about that characterization, but I'll allow it. I brought you here, and I might be the only one who can help you now. There's only one thing you must do to survive. You have to figure out why you're really here. No one can tell you, not unless you follow the right path, or at least a right path. There's too many of those to count. Hopefully you pick at least one of them. Because there are even more wrong paths. Many of them lead to your demise. Others lead to something even worse. Starting things over and having to fast forward back to where you were, am I right? For this place holds many secrets from itself. But the one that truly matters can only be learned if you answer the most important question. Why are you here? Why are you here? Answer that and you'll learn the truth. The ultimate truth. Vague and mysterious, I gotta give up to this ocean character. That's some quality early game storytelling. You wake up to find Spirit holding your limp body, gingerly pouring cool water into your mouth. Don't you just love the ocean at night? I do. Starting out over the vast darkness, and the ocean really validates the feelings inside me that we're all truly insignificant, and the only thing worth pursuing is revenge. I have to wonder, how could anyone believe anything else? You look out into the darkness of night and ponder her question. Well, it's a simple question. How could they? How could anyone not feel small and alone in the face of such massive nothingness? I used to feel that way, small and important, alone, but lately I'm not so sure. I started to feel different. I've started to actually think that maybe this island is where I might meet someone special. You look at Spirit, who has turned from the ocean to look at you while you speak on this topic. She's clearly so passionate about. A fan, perhaps, something more? I don't know what this island has planned for me. A friend. Friends are just cowards who seek comfort in numbers. I have friends once, met before I was chopped into a bunch of pieces by my father. Friends aren't what's keeping me held together. I'm floating in a cloud of rage. I was so dumb, so busy trying to please everyone, be the perfect student, the perfect employee, the perfect daughter. I didn't take care of myself, and now I'm all I've got. Worst of all, I got distracted from my true purpose, my destiny, the purpose that was sitting inside me my whole life. Okay, so this might sound a bit silly, but Spirit looks around to see if anyone else on the beach. When she's convinced that it's only you two, she continues. There's a dragon that lives inside me. I've always known, but I've tried to ignore it. When I couldn't ignore it, I tried to push it down. I'm so stupid. You're not stupid. That sounds badass. Right? But I didn't let it out. And then I, chop chop. And now that dragon is pretty much a one-track revenge beast. But enough about me. What's inside of you, stranger? No dragon. Just a lot of fight. A raging inferno, in fact, begging to burn this whole place down. If I let it out, maybe I am the dragon. I'm sorry, but you're no dragon. Breathing fire, that's some hobbit-type nonsense. I'm gonna sing that proud samurai. I dragons are a whole nother level. Looks like there's only room for one dragon inside Spirit after all. Jesus Christ. Just as things are really heating up, you hear a flurry of footsteps behind you, and you quickly spin around, ready to fend off whatever's new danger has popped up on this strange island. Only to find that it's Dwight and Claudette sprinting across the beach, clipboards in hand, which they're waving in the air above their heads. It's very important that we stick to the itinerary and attend each event as scheduled. Playing sit for cute flirt points was not a part of this evening's activities. That's strictly slotted for after campfire story time. At this rate, we'll be late. Playing sit, no, I was... What up, Sochi? How you doing, dude? Well, there is that, but that's scheduled for what comes after the flirting. Go, 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 go! Once everyone has gathered at the fire pit, Dwight and Claudette quickly make an announcement. We're not going to blame anyone in particular, but someone, and we're not going to say who, so don't worry, you hasn't been sticking to the schedule. That means that we're behind time. We're behind on time for evening activities, and we'll only have time for one person to share a spooky nighttime story. Just one story, but story time's my favorite activity. It's a narrative-heavy experience. Doing good? Nice. I'm glad you're doing good, don't you? You're telling us that only one person gets to share? How will we decide who? Oh, great. We have to decide as a group. That never goes well. Whoever did this, step up now. I swear I won't be angry. I'll merely chop your head clean off. No fuss, no muss. West Trimley, you realize it's probably fit for you, but you embrace your fate. Sorry, everyone. I think they're talking about me, to be honest. I don't know what this whole schedule thing works. I guess I lost track of time while I was passed out. Been there before, even though it's taking some pressure off of me, which is an absolute dream come true. Is it really fair to pick up on the newbie? The stainless. I told you yesterday that you probably wouldn't like it. How you doing, Sue? Dream come true. Is it fair enough to pick from the newbie? Seriously, has anything ever happened on schedule even once? Damn it, Donald! If you try to flex that authority gimmick one more time, so help me, I'll snap your head off so quick, and then I'll drown you in this blood, Cynthia. Fuss and Muster are back on. You two know I love to hack, slash, and slice. We all know you love to kill. It's almost all you talk about. Nobody named any names. Who even knows any names? Not us. I renounced my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who even knows anymore? Call me nobody. But we still got to get sorted out on story time, so... Cody, who do you think should go? Damn it, that's a name. Please put somebody quickly so this tropical vacation doesn't turn into a bloodbath. I choose you, Spirit! Oh, this entire experience is being carefully crafted to avoid an IP infringement lawsuit. Let's be careful with catchphrases, will you? I'm too innocent to see this, so bye-bye. Bye! Really, you want to hear from me? Spirit huffs and dramatically rolls her eyes as she gets to her feet in front of the campfire. And don't let her talk you out of it. She's great with ghost stories. I don't know where she gets it, but she comes up with scary stuff. Seriously disturbing, even to me. And I literally pulled a guy's skull and spine out once with my bare hands. Okay. Talk about bullshit stories. If everyone's doing chit-chat, I guess I can sit down and Hunter sized their red behind their mask, and both Trapper and Wraith take their seat. They know when it's worth fighting and when it's not. Well, I hate to break it to you, but tonight's story isn't scary, it's a romance. It's too late now. Though I was selected, so I'm going to tell my story. I call it The Prisoner's Kiss. You notice that Huntress and Wraith are both sharing a giant tub of popcorn and nobody offered you popcorn? It was a dark summer's night. Warm rain seeped from the sky like blood from an old wound. Detective Hada, a celebrated investigator and renowned hostage negotiator, was called to the scene of a strange occurrence like anything else she'd ever seen before. When she arrived, the scene was chaotic. Crowds had begun to gather. A dozen other officers were doing everything they could to keep curious onlookers away. But how could anyone resist wanting to know more? For there, in the mind of a busy market, had appeared a giant bot, strange alien in appearance and massive in size. No one knew how it got there. Was it delivered, built on site? In such a busy area, how could something like this just appear? A mystery. It was as if conjured by magic. But this was no illusion. The huge box was very real, and someone was trapped inside. Spirit pauses her story to look from face to face, each audience member. She has no expression, but you feel her vibrating with energy. She's in her element. Help me! Cried someone in the box. It was a man, terrified, trapped, imprisoned, his voice trembling. But now, it was as if every detective in the city was there, looking at the strange structure up and down, inspecting it on the very side. It didn't make sense. There was no doors, no windows, no fasteners or seams. It was completely solid and much too heavy to improve by hand. Sad that it is, except for a single small slit just enough to see the bloodshot eyes of the prisoner trapped inside. I don't know what happened if I woke up and here I was. I'm so scared. Please help me, cried the man, as if pleading for his life. No stranger to tense situations, Detective Hada cared for the man. She used her training to calm him and buy time for the other investigators. However, time did not bring clarity, only anxiety. As the night dragged on with no progress opening the box. Hi, Nessa! And as the night grew longer, the seeping rain puddled on the ground. The man inside grew more desperate, more sad and lonely, more pathetic and in need of help. But Detective Hada was no help at all. Powerless to save him, guilt began to weigh on her. Cody does a good job on this game. Oh, thank you. Like it never had before. Don't let me die in here, the man begged. Don't let me die alone. Stay calm, instructed Detective Hada. You're not alone out here. Hell, half the town is here. We're all in this together, and we won't let this be the end of your story. Looking through that narrowest of passageways, Detective Hada watched her own reflection in the tear-filled eyes of the strange, sad prisoner. Together they both wept, silence at the hopelessness of the moment. Promise, asked the man. Promise that I'm not alone. Yes, she promised. I do, a simple pledge. She felt an instant connection, like she had never felt before. Not to her family, not to her friends, not to any of the other hostages she had worked so hard to free before. And so, when the man's eyes closed and backed away, it didn't scare Detective Hada, for she knew she would return, and he did, pressing his lips to the narrow slit in his horrible puzzle box, repeating his question, steam flowing from his mouth as he asked, Promise. Promise that I'm not alone. Yes, she promised, I do, and pressing her palms against the cold outside the box, without truly knowing why, Detective Hada leaned forward and placed her own lips up to the opening, letting her breath creep into his strange structure, allowing her warm lips to fall on this man's. It was a gentle kiss, a moment of compassion. She could feel in his brief contact the beating of her heart, pulsing blood through every inch of her body, matched beat for beat in his soft touch. Thank you, said the man, no trace of fear remaining in his voice, and he backed away into the darkness, disappearing in a single moment of eerie calmness. Get back, yelled an officer, suddenly thrusting himself between Detective Hada and the bots, breaking a silence that would soon be filled by a cacophony of whirring gears and clicking latches, a symphony of mechanical activity happening all at once. Something had triggered as if unseen lever pulled, and the side of the giant box began to slide open. Detective Hada gripped her flashlight tightly and pushed forward into the foggy interior of the giant box. Her feet splashed in the puddled rainwater, her heart racing as she swept her light from side to side. And that's when her eyes landed on the man, or at least landed on what should have been him. There, in the corner of the box, was a pile of pieces like parts of doll, almost pulled apart, or perhaps that's just how Detective Hada had to think of him in that moment to survive. A collection of segments, limbs, pieces, disconnected from one another, clearly severed and placed in a neat little pile. Atop that pile, a head, cold, pale, eyes open, lips an icy blue. Spirit stares at the fire, her own expression lifeless, her lips blue, tears fall from her chin and soaked into the sand at her feet. You're blown away by the story, and it's safe to say you're not alone. Everyone in Spirit's looking into the fire, or up at the sky, anywhere but its Spirit. It was you who chose her, you who initiated this harrowing tale, so sad, so creepy, so sensual. She really wanted to get in great detail, and when it came to describing that kiss, too much detail, and no one is sure to act. Dwight and Claudette are staring daggers at you. You have to do something. The game was supposed to be a light-hearted romp. Please, I said do something! Cool story. Say nothing to her, stand up, and try to start one of those slow claps. I'm going to hug her. You stand without saying anything, approach Spirit, reaching your arms around her for a hug. Her robe, hovering in the air, begins to wrap itself around you and squeeze you into her. It's kind of like hug back, but also like being tied up. It's certainly not what you expected. Instinctually, you pull yourself away, but it's an awkward movement and you nearly fall over into the fire. Spirit says nothing and floats away without so much as a goodbye. You, meanwhile, realize everyone had just watched this truly strange interaction with the corners of their eyes. On that note, everyone decides to take time to take a break and split up for a little bit, so that they can have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean slowly lapping against the shore. This is nice. A true moment of peace and tranquility that lasts for all 7 seconds before Trickster shows up and he's playing the latest song. Hey, baby, you look lonely. Mind if I join you? He doesn't wait for an answer. I know you've been hearing from these duppies all day, but I want you to hear something from a big fish like me. Something special. Those in charge of the island don't want you to hear. I am the ultimate catch on this island, only the lobster and ocean sardines. No one can give you what I can. You just have to find me. Come find me, baby. Trickster leaves. You're a bit confused about what to make of the cryptic clues, but you aren't going to get any time to yourself to think about them just yet. Spirit approaches you. You know, I was watching you while I told my story. I could tell it was having an effect on you. The fog that follows me around, I could feel you breathing heavily, taking me in. Oh my god. You and I are both absolutely flabbergasted at that piece of information. Legit, you learn something new every day when you're a god. I mean a narrator. You're doing it again right now. You need to calm down. You should come to the hot tub with me. Dipping a hot tub of the spirit, you came a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow her and offer like that. Just don't forget our little talk. The ocean's weird, bruh. You and your storyteller friends slip into the water. It's just the right temperature for an evening dip. Plus, if some jealous shark comes along and manages to jump from the ocean into the pool, you're also pretty sure your killer companion can handle it. I just want to be totally clear, even though that our story bore some similarities to my life, it was not about me in any way, shape, or form. Not symbolically, not metaphorically, not otherically. I believe you completely. Sure, you were taking pieces in your life, and so was the person in the story. A perfectly normal coincidence. Sure, you're on this island tract, one might say, in a most puzzling place. Also, a completely regular coincidence. And sure, his lips are blue, your lips are blue. Really, you call this blue? Searching for answers, hoping to find revenge. Okay, so the preliminaries stop there, I guess. Coincidences. Sorry, the coincidences. Get this through your head, whoever you are. Samurai blood runs through my veins, or well, maybe it has coagulated by now. No need to sweat the details. Regardless, I'm a descendant of noble warriors. Thousands of years of training with bladed weapons preceded my entrance into this world. Do you know how many swords that is? A lot. You've got to figure that with that many sharp edges. A person is bound to get disconnected from a body part here and there. The truth is, and I wouldn't typically share this, so don't go blabbering about it. I dreamt that story like watching a movie in my sleep. When I was just a little girl, years before my father sunk his blade into my skin. I'd never been able to shake it. That's a very adult story for a child to dream. Do you believe me? I know we just met, but yes, I do believe you. The way you told that story, it clearly came from someplace deep. Fool! Who taught you to trust a stranger? You don't get hurt if you don't learn to take better care of yourself. Now you got me wondering, do I believe you if you believe her? Do I believe you if you believe her or not? And if I know everything, because trust me, I do know everything. Don't I already know the answer to my own question about if I believe your answer to Spirit's question? Whoa. Ocean air got me tripping. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract us both. What's important is that a certain corpsey cutie floating in a cloud of magical mist might still be waiting for you to say the right thing and free her from her puzzle bots if you believe that she is the... Damn it, got me going again. Unfortunately, before you follow this conundrum to what will surely be a mind-numbing cycle of new questions, you find a certain two someone standing between you and a fresh towel, ready to dry you off. Sorry, kids, but it's time for bed. I might be the youngest one here, but I'm no kid. I do, however, love being wrapped up in a clean, fresh towel. My mother used to help me wash my hair when I was young. She told me all the tangles and tie a ribbon around it before sending me my way home. My way, I miss her. You watch a spirit stares off in the distance, her hand gripping into a tight fist. She didn't notice you're watching her at first. When she catches you looking, she turns away, roughly grabs the towel from Dwight, and then pushes him and Claudette aside as she floats off. Whew. You head over to the campfire. The heat is comforting this chilly night. Looking into the crackling embers, you think about Spirit's story about the prisoner in the puzzle box. If you manage to escape this place, you will leave with your life, or has it truly been taken from you and it's just a matter of time until you make a gruesome discovery? Before you can dwell in too much on your fate, Claudette and Dwight arrive. Their now familiar creepy faces smiling from ear to ear. It's a bit menacing to see a smile like that lit by firelight. We must apologize for accommodations. We weren't prepared for another guest, but we're going to make you comfortable, or die trying. They hand over a pillow and blanket and welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. Perhaps some music will put you at ease. Just try to keep the volume to a minimum. Our other guests aren't the types you want to rob of their beauty sleep. Oh no. Ready. Away we go. As you relax and look into the fire, the radio begins to fuzz and flicker. You examine it and decide that you might adjust the dial and fix it. Oh no. Let's see what's on this station. No, I missed. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't like that. I'm turning it up. No matter how many things you listen to, you still can't sleep. You decide to ask one of the killers to spend a little more time with you until you're sleepier. Who would you like to summon to your side as you lay by the fire? Spirit, are you around? I was wondering if I can do a little company. Back, finally, Dane, mother-in-law. Welcome back, Kristen. Spirit tells you her secret for falling asleep when she's feeling restless. I like to listen to flute music, dabble in some essential oils, and steam my pores. Really? What, even the dead like to relax. I don't really have any of those around. Ma. Spirit reaches out and presents you with a unique item. It's a small comb card with bamboo. I guess you can hold on to this. It was a gift from my mother. I will want it back, though, and if you lose it, well, you'll get your revenge on me. If it's the last thing I do. You finally start to feel sleepy, except maybe this isn't really a sleepy feeling. Maybe you're paralyzed. You try to keep your eyes open, but you can't. Darkness overtakes you. The dark voice of others speaks to you again. It shouldn't be as spooky by now. You've had a whole day of strange voices in your head, but this one is undeniably odd. The human body is made up of 60% water. Did you know that? Of course you did. Everyone knows that. Even amnesiac video game protagonists. Well, guess what? Drink as much as you'd like. You'll never get to 100%, you hear me? Don't think I don't see what you're up to. You'll wait suddenly see someone looming over you. Trapper sitting beside you, sketching a portrait. Oh, you're awake. I saw you with the spirit right before bedtime. You should know. They're not what they seem like. Not like me, who is obviously completely honest and trustworthy. I was checking to make sure you weren't sleeping near one of my... Actually, never mind. Just be careful where you sit. But since I'm here, I'd like to share two things with you. One, I do not take rejection well. Two, the first thing that is very important to remember. Were you drawing me? Trapper doesn't answer. You aren't drawing stink lines radiating out from me, are you? Still nothing from Trapper. Look, I'm not an easy guy to get along with, but I'm an easy guy to spend time with. That will make sense if you choose to spend time with me tomorrow. The rest of this don't live like rats that wouldn't know a good time if I bit them on the ass. I mean that literally. Point is, if you select me, you're in for a day of luxury, extravagance, and fun. Yes, I said fun. And if I don't pick you, remember what I said earlier, or it might be the last thing you ever forget. You look tired. Get some rest. Sleep, maybe even sleep well if you can. Just try not to roll over to the about 15 feet to your left. Finally alone for real this time, maybe. You drift off to sleep again. Hopefully you're not poisoned. Dun, dun, dun. Wait a second, where are we? This isn't oh geez, it is. It's one of those reality show confessional rooms where all the contestants talk directly to the camera. I think today went really well. Those were some of my first interactions with someone who isn't a parent that didn't end in bloodshed or an untimely perishing in my Russian cottage. So I'm counting today as a win no matter what happens. What do I think of the newcomer? I do have to say, I do. Okay, attractive, mysterious. I really don't know that many other words since I was raised by my mom in the woods until she was steered by an elk and I had to wash her entrails off my Seraphan. That being said, the other three should make sure to be on their guard. I don't know who this newcomer will want to spend time with tomorrow, but I, for one, will not let my guard down easily. Who knows about the others? Wraith, I think, knows more than he's letting on about this place. He's a hard nut to crack. Meanwhile, Spirit is just screaming all the time, Major Buzzkill, and Trapper, oof. Where do I even begin with Trapper? He's buff, sure, but daddy issues much? Sheesh. Look, I don't need anyone. I've been perfectly fine on my own since my mother died. I eat a fine diet of raw deer, bear, human, and I'm fit as a fiddle. That being said, something about this newcomer makes me think that I might be missing out on some huge part of this thing called life. Look, I'm always full of rage. The key is knowing how to control your rage so you can use it. I am a master of self-control, and right now I'm using all the self-control I can muster because today was a disaster. Let's just say I don't love it. That was funny. Laugh. I said laugh, damn it. Anyway, I'm planning to kill this idiot. Don't tell them though. I want to lead them on a little more. It'll make it much better for me when they're screaming. Yeah, today was fun. I don't want to get ahead of myself or invest in something that might hurt me. So I don't know. Maybe we'll just see how it goes, or maybe they'll realize I'm not the one for them. It seemed pretty smart, so that's probably what'll happen. And I'll learn to do it easier on myself. Who could love me if I can't love myself? I know that everyone thinks of me as beautiful, cold-blooded monster. I can't help it. Circulation just isn't my thing. I didn't choose to be cold. This cute hat and robe, those are choices, sure. If someone were to come around and capture my heart, at least that beats being stabbed in it. Besides, if I'm going to get bloody revenge on society that has used me and thrown me away, maybe it wouldn't hurt to have a little help. That was a lot. You open your eyes, the sun is shining, there's not a cloud in the sky, and you feel great, totally well rested. You're not even suspicious of the fact that you fell asleep by a campfire but woke up several yards down the beach. Wait, are you on vacation? Was yesterday nothing more than a strange dream? No, not a dream. You really are here for another day. Why, I have no idea. You're obviously a weirdo. Speaking of weirdos, I see the rest of the gang is heading out towards the beach. This is definitely not a dream. I wouldn't rule out a nightmare just yet, though. At least they make for a sexy bunch, you know? And talking about sexy, here comes Tritzer carrying coffee. Morning, beautiful. I thought you might like a nice cup of joe to start the more incredible day off, right? Tritzer seems especially cheerful. I'm sure there's nothing nefarious behind this joyful demeanor, though. Everyone knows musicians are morning people. Also want to wish you luck today, an important one. My only regret is that you'll be a bigger part of it. Budgeting issues. Also, I'm just swamped with engagements, especially on the other island. Tristan winks at you. If you want to ask him how to reach the other island, now is the... never mind, he left. Well, at least he brought me a cup of... No, wait, don't drink that. What the hell was that? I don't call him Tritzer because he's good on the skateboard. And he's definitely didn't get that name because he brings people drinks so they can have a good morning. That was almost certainly not coffee. And yet... wait, what? And I don't want anyone casually poisoning, imprisoning and torturing you yet. Oh no. This is supposed to be a tropical paradise, the type of that gives you place you give a 5/5, 10 out of 10. 2 thumbs up review too, not an eternal prison of pain. And please make sure to leave a review. It really helps with the algorithms. Just trust me, I'm not looking out for you. I'm looking out for you, so we can please move on. Hey, wait a second. How did a possibly omniscient, possibly unreliable narrator physically just knock that coffee out of your hand? This is not Parliament, and the floor does not recognize the ocean to speak out a turn at this moment. I need no recognition, for I am the ocean. I dominate the land. I submerge those who defy me and become their watery grave. Actually, speaking of graves, I'd like to say something. Something of grave importance. Fine, go ahead. Even if this place is an eternal prison of pain, and I'm not saying it is, even a place of extreme horror can still receive a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10 thumbs up review, if it's trapped with love and or that's the type of thing you're into. You know the ocean is right. A lot of hard work goes into a place like this. You should really judge it on the artist's intention, and whenever possible, start from the mindset of giving them the benefit of the doubt. Constructing these elaborate simulations, vacations, is not easy to do. Sometimes there are some small bugs or inconsistencies, but that's just the nature of the process. Perfection is overrated. The universe is filled with mysteries. We ought to celebrate those who venture to bare their souls as part of a creative process with the ultimate intent of making things for our enjoyment, not be overly critical of them. Are you two trying to sell me on this place actually being good? You don't have to say it like that, especially after I saved you from that poorly made cup of coffee. Sorry, we should have been here 5 minutes ago. They always do this on the second morning. Sad, really. Even if they do make some good points. Oh, sure, they make great points, I agree. Can we please move on? Yes, of course. Apologies, Cody. The last few minutes aside, have you been enjoying your time on the island? Yes, I've been having a lovely time. Yes, it's been really entertaining. Yes, I'm not suspicious. There's a no option. What an encouraging response. And we're so glad you're not suspicious. Hey, Claudette, maybe Cody isn't suspicious because they figured out what they're actually doing here. 0 chance. They're still clicking, even right now, to see how you respond. Hey, look at that. They don't know anything. It doesn't matter, though, Cody. We're also so happy to hear you having fun. I didn't say I was having fun. We're all having fun, Cody. Do you hear us? We're all having fun. We do need to ask you one more question, though. We all need to sign away our rights to say anything negative about this place. Would you please sign this non-disparage agreement? I would hereby participate in a verbal contract stating that I, Cody, will never say anything negative about my stay here on this island. Perfect. Delightful. Excellent. Yes, yes. Hey, Cody. It's still totally cool if you have constructive feedback. This place to leave that is in a positive review, because we all know that nobody reads negative reviews of games resorts like this. Anyway, I see the White and Claudette have gone into a trance and have the grumbling I hear from your belly. That can mean only one thing. Breakfast! Perfect timing. Everyone rolls into the dining area to lord up those sexy little bellies with pancakes and bacon, and so much for maintaining these beach bods. We're all half naked in a tropical paradise. Can we get strawberries here? A yogurt, magic powers will only get you so far. Even killers watch their sodium intake. You take your plate and sit down thinking about yesterday and the whirlwind of feelings you've experienced. Danger, dread, disorientation. It was like going through puberty again, except all in one day on a beautiful and mysterious island. It looks like you're not the only one doing some introspection, though. Trapper stands up to talk about how his day went in case anyone was wondering. I don't think anybody was wondering, Trapper. Personally, I wasn't. I can't imagine you could make me angrier today than... Oh, I can't imagine you make me angrier today than you did yesterday. But I really hope you do. I really, really hope you do. Unrelated, anyone see where I left my cleaver? Just kidding, I know exactly where it is. Well, that was bizarre. Back to your No. Now, Hunter steps up to talk about her feelings. At this point, anything could happen. I'm open to all possibilities that this strange island has in store. How open-minded. Oh, well, that surely must be it. No one else weirdly stand up during breakfast, too. And just like that, you're no spirit. Did everyone sleep well? I did, or should I say I did not. I haven't slept in 20 years on account of the whole burning quest of... Damn it. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go back to quietly resenting being trapped here with you all while I look cute doing so. Guessing Wraith has had enough time to work up the courage to speak in front of a group. Perfect. Here he is. Take us home, Wraith. Hey, that was fun yesterday. Yeah, I mean, not like too much fun. That would be weird, but like a good amount. Yeah, a good amount of fun. And now they're all looking at you expectantly. Wait, are you supposed to stand up and explain how yesterday made you feel? I think I need to process everything by myself. Damn it. I was too busy freaking messing with the controller, and I pressed the button. Damn, what a power play. Keep them waiting, wanting more. You're getting good at this game, or sets you true to life experience. Shouldn't be eating a tea breakfast, but so be it. After breakfast, you head to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was in short a lot. Where you did that, something catches your attention. You hear that? Who are you addressing, me? Well, yeah, I guess that is okay, right? You know, I must be pursuing a relationship with one of these four fine killers, but it feels like the person I'm getting to know the most is you, narrator. It's only okay in so much as it serves to illustrate that you've lost your mind, seeing how I'm not real and all. Yeah, I heard it this time. I think it's coming from behind the pool shed. No, stick to it. No, stick it in there. A little more. A little more. Oh, yeah, that's it. Yes. How does that feel? Intense. Nice. Yeah, that feels right. This is uncomfortable. Now, I wish you would take that and put it right. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Just like that? Exactly like that. I swear I had no ideas to these two even, whatever it is they are doing. I'm afraid to look. Please say something so they know you're close by and can hear everything. Oh, wow, look at this super cool bottle of Trickster brand suntan lotion someone left on a chair. Ain't no, I know where I can buy some? Damn it. Oh, come on, a little privacy, please. Dwyer's painting Claudette has a crazed look in her eyes. Sorry, I didn't know how else to tell you I was here. And I could hear you, well, you know. Know what? What do you think we were doing? You were doing... I don't know exactly what you're doing, but it sounded like, fun? You think two people trying to find ways to kill each other in a desperate search to make their own death permanent is fun? Oops. We get 5 minutes to ourselves every day, and we spend it hoping if we stab each other in just the right spot, we won't get resurrected. Kristen, how dare you have a dirty mind like that? I tend to believe that the key is finding the exact place we need to bleed out from, and I believe that place is our appendix. Why else would it be there? Makes sense to me. Did you actually think we were me and him, Dwight? You don't have to laugh that hard. Did you get it? My life is a nightmare, and yet somehow it's never been worse than right now. Let's go, Loverboy. I don't know, all our entry wounds in our 5 minutes is up anyway. Good luck, Cody. You're going to need it. And hey, if you figure out how to escape this island, please make sure your ghost tells us how. That was both a tragedy and a comedy. A tragedy. Shut up. I like it. Anyway, where are we? Oh, yeah. You're heading to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. So far, today has been exhausting, too. But you're dedicated to achieve a true centered sense of calm. No drama, no bullshit, just soaking up sun in a heated pool. Today, you're on a date with you. Ooh, I like that. I want to... Hey, get off my stream, thing. Did it break? It might have broke. Oh, no. Okay, we're good. Kristen broke it. Some kind of forced check-in. I don't like it. Kind of fishy, kind of lazy. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Whatever, though breakfast is dumb, no one should eat before noon or after 4 p.m. Yeah, I do intermittent fasting. You see my ads, by the way. Maybe you can see them later at my private stage on the other island, you know, IP Island, where all the Hollywood celebs hang out, if you play your cards right. I could give you a private show. Catch you around. His abs are pretty amazing. You and the blow-up bat, threatening but adorable. Jeez. Makes for an interesting silhouette. Genius design. He's a psychopath just like the rest of them. You don't gonna give him anything, and we're not best friends. We just, because we had a little talk about doing a little talking, it's not an open invitation to go smashing the fourth wall every 5 seconds. And now that guy's gone, and we've got some ground rules established that we're definitely not going to abide by. It's time to lay back, take some deep, slow breaths, and... Oh. Nope, another shadow. These people will not leave you alone. Let's see who it is this time. Oh, it's Spirit. That checks out. You two have gotten pretty cozy. We should get out of here. I know a place that brings a bit of welcome darkness to this troubling nightmare. Best of all, I'm the only one that seems to know about it, so we won't be bothered there. I don't even know what I'm telling you, really. It's my private spot, but I guess I've got a feeling that you'll appreciate it in the way that I do. Not like these other killers. They don't get me. But I'll get them. Oh, I'll get them all. And I'll get my father, too. And I'll punish him for what he did to me and to my mother and me. Spirit radiates a menacing aura, waving her sword around in the air as she threatens, well, the entire universe. It's scary and more than a little hot. It turned on my menacing. Look, all this time on Murder's Island has got us both a little confused about things. I'm choosing to lean into it. I suggest you do the same. You've seen her get mad, which is probably enough to scare you into compliance, but you've also seen that there's a more sensitive side within her. Which one do you think will win out? You consider her offer, but before you can decide if you want to go with Spirit, the Huntress interjects. I guess you could go off with Spirit today. She seems pretty cool, actually. I think if we weren't here on this island, fighting against each other for your attention, we might actually be friends. Oh, I forgot who was talking. We might have something, though, you and I. Couldn't let you go off her a lighthouse without speaking up first. Yeah, I know the secret spot. I've seen everything through the holes in this adorable mess. So my offer stands. Can we go hang out today? Plenty of room at my cabin. Wink, wink. It's pretty cute that Huntress thinks she has to say wink, wink out loud. That mess barely even hides her face. Tough choice. You weigh your options quickly before you can... Because you can only go on one date today, and you also don't want to be hacked to pieces saying the wrong thing. It's always didn't mean that these are all cold-blooded killers, but you know what they say. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And then die a horrible, wretched, writhing death after Spirit drinking it because the lemons were poisoned all along. So on this island stopped me tilted. So who will it be? I gotta go with Spirit. You made the correct decision. But know this, just because you picked me doesn't mean I'm going to slobber all over you like a dog, understand? Well, of course, you still got to prove to me, I want to believe their connection is real, but I've been hurt before. Literally with a katana. A katana that I now wield in spectral form, you feel me? Because you feel me if you were trying that macho trapper crap. Yeah, I feel you. Before you asked all that and Dwight to clarify, I'm just letting you know that yes, it's too late to change your answer now. Spirit arrived at the coast overlooking the black lighthouse. It's cold and decrepit, but still impressive. There's something magnetic about it. You can see why Spirit would be drawn to such a place. You look Spirit up and down, notice she's wearing all black, just like the lighthouse. I've noticed it being a theme. Is black your favorite color? Black isn't really a color at all. It's the absence of color. It's a void. Like a black hole. A place that swallows light, a dying star. Damn, now that's dark. You're confident that Spirit will vibe with this, but Spirit doesn't actually really care for science fiction. Not the type with spaceships and lasers, anyhow. She's more into the type of strange adventures that kick off right here on the Earth. Earth. Is that where we are, you wonder? The lapping waves on the shore of the coast set a romantic tone. The fog that surrounds Spirit everywhere she goes blends perfectly with the mist rolling up over the rocky shoreline. She's at one with this place, and so are you. The peace doesn't last too long, however, as the lighthouse lets out an eerie howl, like a monster dying. A spiraling black light stretches out across the sky. Spirit has to yell at you just to be heard. Oh yeah, it does that. The light and sound recede, and the two of you sit in silence. Spirit lays a towel down and pats on it gently. Clearly, she wants your company, so you oblige. When you do, she takes out some sunscreen and hands it to you. You're not sure exactly what to do, so it takes you a little hands-on action. What else could it be? Thanks, I'm gonna have to bring my own when I lost my memory and fell into the ocean. No problem, I figured as much. Spirit turns away while you gather lotion all over your body. Any help reaching any of those difficult spots? You see a hand fold over around your back. Sure, why not? Spirit's hand on your back is ice cold, but she has a soft touch. When she's done, she takes care of herself. You watch a Spirit apply sunscreen to herself in the most unique way, by floating her own hand around her back to spread it on. The fact that your hands just float out and around you like that, you can reach things way easier than I can. It's almost like you're some kind of superhero. I'm glad you get a kick out of it, but watching Seven Limbs isn't exactly the type of super power you think to wish for as a kid. I'd much rather be able to read minds, maybe. Then I understand why some people act the way they do. I'm truly sorry. I hadn't clearly thought what your experience was like. Sometimes humor is how you deal with comfortable situations, but clearly you read this room wrong. I was just thinking about what you must have gone through to end up like that. It had to have been horrible. It was worse than death. At least death ends eventually. But I wouldn't want to forget it. It literally made me who I am right now. Truth is, I could pull out all these bits of glass that are stuck out in my flesh right now if I wanted to. But I don't want to. Each shard is a reminder of what my father did to me and what the world did to him. That's why I refuse to play the universe's game. I hate the idea that I'll be forced to succumb to pressure the way he did in the end. The way that fear and anger filled him up and then came bursting out. The way his memory flooded our home and drowned us all out. Yeesh. It's hard not to think about revenge. The dragon inside me, it's doing to me what the world did to him. I have to fight it, even though it gives me strength. I must maintain control. You're stronger than he ever was, I'm sure of it. I appreciate that, Cody. I suppose a little help isn't a bad thing in life, in love. This world is a lot to endure. Maybe I should use a little assistance reaching my delicate toes for a bit of blush. Who do you think I am, Rex? Lady? What the hell is going on here? You know, having your body contorted into those vengeful poses, it really does a number on my joints. Oh, I forgot that I clicked off. It rubs the lotion on its skin. God dang it. What? Perfect. 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 Damn it. No. Well, I suppose the lotion made it to where it was supposed to be going eventually. And you weren't too entirely wasteful. I'm not a woman who believes in rushing through things just to get them done. If there's a next time, I'm sure it'll do even better. You lit up the lighthouse. It's ominous dark from hovering above this moment between the spirit and yourself. Evil as it clearly is in this case, it does you a solid by blurting out another ominous moan and burst of black light that rescues you from this awkward silence. Oh, there's a little pirate ship. From seemingly out of nowhere, an ancient-looking ship appears in water. It glows itself as thing of death. A spirit of a ship that once sailed through the seas centuries ago. A tattered black flag whips in the ocean air above the ship as it careens toward the shore. Before flashing crashing on the rocks, it must have been drawn in by the lighthouse. Jeez, I can't read. You hear this distant stuttering. People keep calling me. Oh no. You hear the distant shouting of sailors as the old wooden ghost ship breaks up and sinks into the water. Oh right, it does that sometimes. Should we do something? No, the sharks will take care of it. Wait a minute, the ocean's quiet again, except for the waves. Note to self, hungry sharks. But this time-traveling pirates, or whoever they are, you're half sure you saw one of those skulls and crossbow flags. Aren't the only things drawn here today. It's Wraith, he's emerged from the palm trees behind you. I didn't come here to break up your date or something. I came here for that. Ray points to his lighthouse and is indifferent to his attention. I've been seeing it in my dreams, shining its strange light on me. I can't avoid it though. Oh man, it's a haunted lighthouse. It does that to everyone at some point. You're no special than me, those dead pirates, or that mermaid I saw washed up on the shore at that time. Ew. Mermaids, by the way, aren't even close to the beautiful in person as they are in movies. More sea witch than underwater princess, if you get my drift. It's all part of a vast conspiracy, an epic river of lies that runs beneath the island, or something. Pretty sure I figured it out, the basics anyhow. If you come with me, you can get it! Spirit waves her katana, nearly trimming a couple of buttons off of Wraith's tropical top. He takes the hint and backs away a few steps slowly. For the quiet guy, he never really shuts up. Okay, be that way, you'll see. A lot of last tension broke, death moans quiet, and Wraith vanished back to wherever he hangs out. You scooch closer to Spirit, breathing in damp, foggy air that seems to emanate from her. It's not quite clear how the fog thing works, but you don't even care, you're feeling this moment. Spirit seems to be feeling it too. She starts to adjust her robe and you need a peek at her bathing suit underneath. For someone who seems intent on improving how little she cares about what everyone else thinks, she put a lot of work into that suit. It got straps for days. However, you're so focused on what's happening in Spirit, you don't see the next interruption coming. And Claudette and Dwight burst in on you and interrupt wherever you're doing. It doesn't seem like they were worried they bumped into much. We're here to make a very dramatic announcement. Well, technically, we're here to invite you to join us back at the beach, where we will be making a very dramatic announcement. It's hard being the producers and the hosts. Aren't survivors supposed to work on groups of 4? Dang it. When you arrive at the beach, you realize you were set up. Despite promising an announcement, Dwight and Claudette simply stand quietly and send it all as promised. Wait a minute, there's no announcement here. But there is a me. You got mud in your ears, friend. I told you to get lost. Don't you see? This is what I am, and so are you. But I am the way out. I've got a map back to my secret lair, literally and figuratively. Yeah, I know the difference. That's why you should ditch Spirit and can spend the rest of the night with me instead. You got a secret lair. Damn it. Who said anything about a secret lair? I said I've got sap in my secret lair. It's a flap on my secret chair. Don't change the subject. Don't ask me what I was talking about. You're trying to make a mess of my first nice day I've had in a while. I don't know how long, because it's not even clear what year it is, but in a while. I'm not about to be ditched for the likes of you. It's not me messing things up, like I said, like I keep trying to tell you. It's this dang island. I've come to accept the difficult truth that's happening here. Well, I'm convinced it's our fate. It's not anyone's decision. It's simply the way it will be. There's no use fighting it. What would you even know about fighting? All you know is hiding in your spooky little secret lair and crying like a baby while ringing your little bell. Don't tell me what I can and can't fight back against. I was a born fighter. A dragon lives inside me. I can't not fight even when all I might want to do is hide. Don't you see this giant hat? It's a metaphor. If I do have a fate, my fate is to win every fight that comes my way, got it? Folks, oh, you hide. I've seen you hide. You do your phase walking routine. What do you call that? It's basically cloaking. And we all know that cloaking is a type of hiding. Folks, you cloak, I don't cloak. I'm not a cloaker. I phase walk out in the open. You can't see me. You just can't see me. You have no idea what they're talking about. This seems sure sounds like some video game community forum thread. If there was ever such a thing, not that you know anything about that either. It sure doesn't seem like Dwight and Claudette are going to stop this, so it's on you. You guys brought here to make this choice, so I'm going to do that now. And I choose... What? Why can't I choose... There we go. When it comes down to it, neither of these two seems to love me. I mean, damn, Spirit literally has one of the glass shards sticking out of her. But she has a certain charm to her gloom. Spirit and I are actually having a nice time. Besides, if it's my fate to end up on this island, well, to hell with fate, really. And I don't like take this wrong way, Wraith. With the amount of awkwardness you packed into a single day, no wonder you're so skinny. All that second guessing yourself must burn a lot of calories. No, if it's taken, it's okay. It's true. I can be a little awkward, I guess, sometimes. Right, so I'm going to stick with the Spirit. Spirit breathes a sigh of relief. I got enough revenging to do without having to kill you and Wraith too. Sheesh, I about died. Spirit wants you around the corner to show you something that she discovered in this place, and knew she was meant to be connected with her journey, a cherry tree. It's just a small sapling, but it has begun to sprout flowers. It doesn't make sense to see a cherry tree here in this place. It also doesn't make sense to see a ghost in a black bathing suit, so you just accept it. As Spirit steps up to the tree, a cold breeze pulls some petals off and they come cascading through the air around the both of you. Do you know the meaning of the cherry blossom? They're beautiful but also symbolic. Of course, like all good symbols, their meaning is complicated. What do they mean to you? For many people, being among cherry blossoms is like being a celebration of life. People travel great distances just to hear their vibrant beauty. However, as beautiful as they might be, they aren't magical. They're simply flowers. They quickly die and fade away. And for this reason, they're also a symbol of the fleeting nature of life, of our fragile mortality. In a way, it's the specter of looming death that calls attention to the special moment to see and appreciate life. How does that duality make you feel, Cody? Sure. The knowledge that life and death are a cycle has always given me peace. Seeing the fleeting nature of life like the beauty of a flower in bloom allows me to appreciate the moment without being too hung up on what comes next. As you explain, Spirit's face beginning to look sad to you, you're not sure why. It's not the happiest topic, life and death, but why should that matter? Then it dawns on you, Spirit has been trapped in this ghastly state of death, with no hope to cycle back, no rebirth, her moment of blossoming, life long gone, that scary time of death and decay that comes after the good part of Spirit's eternity. Like an idiot, I wasn't talking about you, I wasn't even thinking about you, you just answer from the heart. I can't let that bother me. Our priorities are not the same, I have my mission. Once the fallen cherry blossom represents the souls of samurai warriors, those who with noble characters, those who did not fear death, those who were killed in the greatest sacrifice to honor their emperor. Their lives were short, but their purpose stayed in beauty. Those warriors saw death coming, but they never despaired. They stood and faced it. They held their swords and struck down their fear. But despite the samurai spirit that lives on in me, my noble bloodline, my life has ended, but my death continues to stretch on. The cycle is frozen. This cherry tree, it's not real, though its petals fall off. They soon replenish, as if it were installed by someone. You watch as Spirit chooses her words very carefully. By someone with no respect for the balance of life and death. We're sorry to interrupt. You know we don't believe you, right? Yep. This time we got a really good reason. And it has nothing to do with us being manipulated by an unseen force, because that's definitely not happening. Nobody accused you of that, but okay. We're just here to tell you that it's time for dinner, silly. Get it while it's hot. I guess it's time to go, or whatever. Thanks for spending more time with me today. I enjoyed it. Me too. What a fun day you've been having. I can see it written all over your face. You're shining. And that's just the remaining anxious sweats from spending an afternoon... What? Spending an afternoon hoarding a psycho killer. No. You really are fleeing this whole romantic experience. Don't worry, I'll keep your dirty little secrets. I'll keep you my dirty little secret, dirty little secret. But enough gentle ribbing. It's time to get back to business. All the appetizing singles have arrived for dinner, including Trickster. Wraith is here too. We're not going to do the dad where we cram them all on the screen at the same time again. So just believe me, they're all here, and they're just as sexy and demented as you remember them. With your love on the line, everyone is being very careful not to offend you by saying the wrong thing. Congrats, by the way, on getting this far. I'm surprised as you are that these four are falling for you. And no, not because of your personality, because you just met them yesterday. However, since Trapper seems like the biggest long shot to end up holding onto your heart, he throws caution to the wind and sweeps up. It's a pretty small consolation prize for being the least loved killer on the Murder's Island. But hey, letting them have this one moment spotlight is the least we can do, and heaven knows they won't do any better than that. If I'm dining solo, shoot, I forgot. Hold on. Drink. If I'm dining solo, I'm eating what I want, and you're all eating it too. You should wash your hands, brother. Lamb shank, radish, salt, pepper, no sauces allowed, and serve it with one single piece of broccoli, so Wraith won't complain. I like broccoli. It gives me horrible gas. Oh, I don't like that. Buddy, wait till you smell what rare lamb does to my bowels. It's awesome. Dinner will be served shortly, with certain power brokers would like to know about your day. Would you like to share your day with the rest of the group? You've had an interesting day for sure, but how will you describe it to the others? Say too much or too little, and it could affect your standing with the group. Okay, but don't just sit there saying nothing. Nothing is but not an option. I wish you could all get to meet the real Spirit. She has a beautiful soft side, and you'd all get to see it if you were a bit nicer to her. Spirit was totally horrified. I promise she didn't want people paying her any more attention. She's just trying to make her own thing, not fit into this Taylor Club. Seriously, did you just listen to a single thing I said today? It seems clear to me that you did not. Damn it. Dwight and Claudette bring out dinner. Everyone eats in silence. No one trusts anyone now, and they're all very tired. No, wait. No, sorry. That's a dreary supernatural horror thriller set in Antarctica. Not a charming parody dating sim set in an undisclosed tropical paradise. Bony appetit. Don't you mean bone? No, almost everything we serve has a lot of bones in it, even the vegetables. Impossible to avoid on this island. Everyone eats without speaking. Tensions are rising both of the sexual and deadly variety. When everyone finishes, Dwight and Claudette come back to clean up the table. They linger around you as they pick up your plate, take your napkin, and dust crumbs off the table. What would you like to say to the servants? Your top-notch service is much appreciated. Everyone, if you please be so kind as to follow us to the fire pit, we greatly appreciate it. We've been told by something is going to happen, something that will change everything. You can go willingly or you can go unwillingly. You have no choice. Tough cookies. Did you have a choice on how you said that, dweeb? Yes, and I immediately regret how I did. Good. Something needs to change around here. Fire is rebirth. Fire illuminates the soul. I hope the fire isn't too smoky. Smoke hurts my eyes. I have pretty sensitive eyes. I'm also horribly afraid of it. The fire, not my eyes, because of childhood trauma involving fire. Finally, everyone starts moving towards the fire pit, if only to get away from Race complaining. You take a seat on an uncomfortable log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin, and wait for other killers to take their places, wondering who will want to tell a story this time. Well, will narrator tell a story? I bet you got a stunningly creative mind. Hey, you think? Are you allowed to simply place thoughts in my mind like this? Doesn't seem fair. Everyone makes their way in, but something unexpected happens. Nothing happens. Something almost always seems to be happening here, so it's probably not a great sign. I don't know what I just read or what's happening to me. Oh, cool. Now everyone's looking at you. So you now do something. Should I pick someone to tell a story, or should we play charades, Boggle? Well, we are actually thinking, why don't you tell us a story? Wraith points his spine and skull staff thingamajig at you. You duck out of its way, knowing what the thing can do. Probably shoots lasers. Try not to bore us. What's very interesting in you, a speak for me, Huntress. Now you can't tell if you're warm from the fire or if it's from your nerves heating up. I know the fire is right there, but maybe if you stop talking about it all the time, we can start to pretend it's not here and doesn't, threaten to burn us alive. He's not supposed to hear me get out of here, Wraith. Cody is about to make an important decision about telling a story or not. I'd rather not. Why do you have something to hide? You're telling us you don't have a single story in your entire life? So sad. Surely humanity has reached its troubling nadir. I just want to hear your voice. Why are you being like this? Because you're all much better storytellers than I am. Look at you wooing everyone without offending the killers. Blush, flattered at set spirit. She sees through you, sorry. That was not a very good story. I didn't mean to insult you, but it was actually quite a bad story. This narrator keeps it real. We can't just end here. Who else would you like to hear a story from tonight? You look from Killer to Killer, trying to decide who might be the most entertaining. I suppose I could tell a story. I really don't want to, but anything I say is sure to be better than whatever you did out of anyone else in this group. Like all good stories, I stole this one from someone in the past who is dead now and can't do anything about it. It's called The Bride, or technically, I suppose, The Fiancé. One winter, a young couple decided that the next spring they would be married. The two were madly in love and could not wait for the snow to melt, so they could join in the matrimony and unite their souls for eternity. Per the latest bridal trends, they decided to have their wedding ceremony at the edge of the woods by a beautiful, shabby, chic farmhouse. Together, they spent months planning the details of the wedding. Jeez. The two traded invitations, figured out seating arrangements, and tasted 100 cakes before settling on the perfect one. They chose Lilikoi, by the way, so fancy. When it came time to figure out the decorations, however, the bride, or the fiancé, I guess since she wasn't actually married yet, wanted to take the lead and set the style. After all, her boyfriend had been wearing cargo shorts and open-toe sandals for pretty much their entire relationship, so he was definitely not to be trusted. Having decided on such a lovely natural setting for the ceremony, the fiancé decided that she would create unique floral arrangements for the local wildflowers that surrounded the farmhouse. As soon as the sun rose on the first day of spring, she set off into the woods. Each day she spent hours mapping out where the best blooms to be found and prepared to pick them from herself in the morning of the wedding, so that they'd be the height of their freshness and beauty. Enamored with the incredible variety of flowers in the woods, she surveyed the bride, or the fiancé, since they had not yet been married, became obsessed with knowing that how many there were, that she would choose the absolute best. When the fateful morning of her big day finally came, the fiancé told her husband-to-be that she had one trial errand before the wedding. Excited for the ceremony to come, she dressed her beautiful white gown and set off into the woods to gather flowers. Treading carefully, she followed her route, selecting only the best stems and collecting them in a basket. However, when she came upon a once familiar clearing, something was not as she expected. Somehow it was more beautiful now than it had ever been, and just on the edge of her view was a bush filled with blossoms so vibrant and colorful she became dizzy just looking at them. But the fiancé ignored her sudden spell and pressed ahead, scooping up flower after flower, and every time she did, she noticed just further ahead and possibly even more beautiful blossoms. Carried by the sweet fragrance of spring air, the bride, or the fiancé, tripped farther and farther into the woods until she turned a corner, stepped over a mossy fallen tree trunk, and realized that she had been here before. This wasn't clear, and she remembered, or at least not how she remembered it. The flowers were suddenly overripe, decaying, falling from the stems into festering, moldy piles on the floor. Where bees had been, now only flies buzzed. Where the singing of flowers had once intoxicated her, the odor of mildew now made her sick. She turned to look back, but the path was dark. Into a shadowy glen she walked and walked and walked. That day, as guests gathered at the farmhouse, the fiancée was nowhere to be seen. Her friends, family, and love began to look for her, but to no avail. They searched the pasture, the tree line, and into the forest, but there were no beautiful wildflowers or young lovers to be seen. Just old trees, trampled vines, and moss-covered rocks. The fiancé stayed a fiancé for eternity, always wandering, looking for fresher blooms to clip, but never finding them. Distracted by never-ending search for perfection, unable to see what you are loved for, who you are. Out there, all alone. I thought it was beautiful and sad, just like someone we know. How was story time? A lot of people like to take pot shots at sequels, but I think very good story deserves a follow-up. I think in the end, it's the sequel. It's the most it's almost never as rewarding as the original. That's why I'm much more of a fan of the episodic style of storytelling. Knowing it's a quiet series takes a lot of pressure off of any individual installment and builds a greater sense of community between audience and creator. Tell me, Cody, if you could delete any sequel from existence, what would it be? Don't answer that. We actually don't care. We're just here to make sure that we seamlessly move on to the next segment of the evening. God forbid my small talk get into the way of a romantic Twilight moment. Dwight, I'm going to need you to shut your trap. You know that we need to get back to that thing that we do when we were not on screen. Okay, you have fun tonight and try not to end up dead. Why did you just say the words wink wink out loud? What kind of double entendre are you getting at with the end up dead thing? Dwight is physically incapable of winking, not since the accident, and you know that all of these people are despicable criminals with double-digit kill counts, right? Well, except for Spirit. She really doesn't belong here. She's really a victim, not a perpetrator. No wonder she's pissed. Did I hear someone trash-talking Spirit? Deal me in. What'd you say we'd take this talk to the hot tub so I can soak this bod while I roast that ghost with some killer hot takes? Please, enough of talk to sick burns. Things that are lit or getting blazed. It's enough that these activities have to be set next to a literal fire. Must I be surrounded by figurative flames as well? What if we all turned and ran as far away from this place as we could, just you and me? On those spiny ledges, you probably tire before you get too far. If it's running away to somewhere more secluded, Cody's out there, then obviously they should join me. Have you seen these lads? Pure power. Not that my walk speed really affects my giant stature, but that's because I choose to move slowly for stealthy reasons. It's my own choice and completely logical. Why is everyone so obsessed with comparing themselves to each other and creating drama? I'm so over all that. Don't you get it? Society wants to trick you into fighting with each other so that corporations can swoop in and sell you fake solutions to all your fabricated problems. I'll be sitting in the shade and drinking something locally sourced while thumbing through a public domain novella printed on recycled paper because I refuse to play their game anymore. It's like she's actively trying to make us be as unappealing as possible. Does it really turn anyone else on or just me? Mike Chapper's insatiable appetite sends his attention along with the intention of everyone else is still on you for the moment. If you could, I don't know, pick one of us that we could move on with our lives. Some special projects we might have going. You heard him. Who will it be? Who will you head off with for an evening activity? Just to hang, you may not get a ton of chances today around like this before your time on Murder's Island comes to a close. And no, I'm not satisfied with that name either. But with this streaming reality TV dating show, Boom Heaven is pretty much all that wasn't taken. Which killer will you pick? And yes, we'll be back to excluding Twitch because, that guy. Spirit? Oh, you picked me? Yay. Sorry, that was rude of me. I despise phoniness, so I should be honest with you. You mate for an interesting company, and I love the idea of winning over those other killers at all costs, even when I hate the game of the prize, but I had a long day. Floating, subverting expectations, grinding my teeth as I imagine. Sweet revenge. It takes a lot out of me. So don't stop bringing your A-game, alright? It might seem like I hate everything, and getting to really know who I am is an impossible task. Not worth trying, but too bad. You won't know how unless you search deep inside yourself and bring everything you got. Or just say the exact right thing at the right time and melt my cold heart in an instant. I don't know the rules here any better than you do. See you at the bar, I guess. Whew. You arrive at the bar to find Dwight and Claudette both holding cocktail shakers, surrounded by a bevy of bottles for assorted boozes. Who's ready to get wasted? As you know, I don't drink, so not me unless you mean wasted as in killed, in which case, Dad, if you're out there somewhere, I will find you and waste you for what you've done to me. You really don't drink ever? Is that like because it will just follow the hole in your stomach thing? Or I don't drink alcohol because alcohol is poison the body and the mind, and I don't need to act like a fool to have a good time thing. Then why did you choose a mixology lesson as your romantic nighttime activity? Everyone knows this time of day is just an excuse to get loaded up on booze and make terrible decisions. It's true, not a single person has ever learned anything at one of these things. Dwight, now's not the time. You learn to tie a cherry knot in the stem using only your tongue. Whoa, who ordered the soda with a splash of my private business? Because that's off menu. Well, now I know I'm drinking to forget tonight. Mixology is a real thing, and I don't require alcohol to be interested. I'll have you all know that I worked at a restaurant before I was violently executed by your father, on whom you will have your bloody vengeance, right? Well, so be it. How about you, Cody? Do you drink? I've got the impression that tonight will be a night that I want to remember perfectly, so I'm going to pass on the alcoholic drinks. Here. Alcohol is a false escape. Besides, it's not like sober people can't have fun. You watch a spirit picks up a plump cherry and roughly stabs a little plastic sword through it. Cherry juice splatters everywhere, and its little fruity guts flop out into spirit's lap. Oopsie. One of the upsides of wearing black, it hardly shows stains. No take backsies. Hold up, birds. What drink shall we make? I don't know. Zombie. Zombie sounds pretty fun, right? Is that some kind of sick joke? Damn it. No, sorry. You didn't think I meant you, did I? I would never. It's not an undead assault. It's kind of a retro cocktail. It has a bunch of ingredients and signature look. I thought we could make one. And the best part, they're served out on an empty skull. You see Colin's eyes go wide as she cut it out dummy and hand signs to Dwight. An empty skull-shaped glass, not a literal skull. We don't have any of those on hand to pour drinks in. And even if we did, you ought to, am I right? Oh, you've got my attention. So what's in one of these? You do actually know, right? And you promise it's a good drink? It's definitely not a joke about my semi-undead state. Yes, of course, I know. Don't worry, you got plenty of drinks at our disposal. Why don't you show us? You're going to do it live? She's going to be so impressed by your mixology knowledge. You got this. We're doing non-alcoholic, so we'll start with the substitute for the fluff. I don't know. I've got rum extract that can be mixed with a little apple juice. Then we'll toss in some lemon juice. I think you might be confused. I'm trying to provide courtesy of some. What are you thinking of, a vampire? The first sweetness of, damn it. Now you're just being weird. And for blood raging, a splash of you toss in the final ingredient plus a few drops from other random bottles for no reason beyond the fact that they look cool. Mix it onto a shaker, and that movie you never saw because you can't mention another single intellectual property that we don't have a proper license for. I must say, it's not good. It's certainly not a real drink. You're not just a bad mixologist, you're a bad liar too. I think Dwight and Claudette sabotaged me. Now, can I just get some ginger ale? Don't take it too personally. Plan on drinking the rest after you two leave. Before you get a chance to try your own creation, the sound of thunder from an approaching storm echoes over the ocean. Lightning strikes a palm tree on the beach and it immediately starts a fire. The activity ends abruptly as Claudette and Dwight usher the two of you away from the bar. The gang's all together again on the volleyball court. Seems like only yesterday you were sitting on the sidelines watching everyone get sweaty. That's because it was. Oi, feels like I've been on a lot longer than that, actually. It's too late, and that the sun is already beginning to rise. Better get this over with quickly, so that you can get some beauty rest. I do not recommend the eternal damnation of perpetual narratordom. Good thing you really used your time well since then. Getting ready to know the name, really needing to know the name, the brain, the mogul, the basket case, the psychotic bunny girl. You know, the 4 types of people. Anyway, everyone is gathered on the volleyball court for a new type of game. Pick your dream date and see who Cody chooses. Who's ready for a round robin? How round are we talking? No, not to eat, Huntress. Each killer gets 2 minutes to tell you all about the dream date they have planned for you tomorrow. In no particular order, which is a weird thing to mention. Right? Almost like the order does matter. Trapper, why don't you go first? You think you deserve it, even if you in this case is a subtle dead. Stop talking. Trapper, without further ado, would you like to make us uncomfortable by pushing the boundaries of what's acceptable not only in polite society, but with the narrative of this in-world event and the larger meta-narrative of the day-by-daylight dating experience? Sometimes you just gotta say it. Why, yes, thank you. I'd love to. So, Cody, you've been thinking of beating me. Well, this is your final warning. Hit me and be punished and rewarded. Tomorrow will suck, probably. I'm not an easy guy to get along with, I know that. But I can tell you this much, I'm hiding a secret on the island. It'll make fans shit themselves with excitement. If you like Trapper, you don't love it. And if you're a maggot, and everyone, even confident, sexy ladies and rabbit masters, better stay the hell away from my yacht. Sorry, anyway, Ray. Well, I don't know. I'd prefer just to tell Cody privately. I don't know what's going with his, going to work with his neighbor hands. What if you just whisper it, Cody? Ray considers for too long. That's fine. Without moving, Ray lowers his voice to a barely audible whisper. Tomorrow we have to find my bell. And then I can finally tell you about what I've been working on. It's going to be really special. The kind of thing where we really bond. And maybe finally get off this island. And maybe then we can go on a real date. You done? Is that it? Ray nods proud. Ray, Huntress, why don't you take it from here? Tomorrow morning, I'm planning on a nice atmosphere breakfast on the yacht. Don't worry, Trapper, I won't even know it's gone. What was that? Nothing, go away. Then, boy, oh boy, I've got an adventure plan. It involves hunting for treasure. What kind of treasure are we looking for? Guess you have to pick me when you tell me when it's pretty much stuff. Now, if you don't mind, I'll start preparing because it's clear already that you're going to pick me. Confident, mysterious, I like it. Hit a spirit. Figuratively, damn it. Dwight, you gotta watch your words to these people. Tomorrow you'll spit in the face of God, die and be reborn anew. That's it? If you're not intrigued by that, I don't want you. Go draw crayon art with Trapper or dig up mysterious, or dig up whatever mysteries of Wraith. I don't know what those guys do all day. Do you want to at least specify which god you'll be spitting in the face of? All of them. Okay then, so hydrate tonight if you intend to hang with Spirit. And time's up, everyone. Josh, you'll need to dream about these options so you're ready to choose in the morning. I'm going to dream about all those swoon-worthy options so that you're ready to make a choice come dawn. Have a swell night. Did you two forget to mention something? Oh, Josh, how could we forget? Before you run out to slumber peacefully, there's one more thing to do. No, really, survival dating competition. Parody would be complete without singling out one of our contestants who is already teetering on the edge of a psychological break and giving them a little push. Hold up, this has been a survival dating competition parody this entire time and I'm just now finding out about it? Come on, signs are there. You didn't just read them. You just didn't read them. Welcome to Murderer's Island. It's now time to eliminate one of the killers. It's like a butchering, but it hurts even worse. You can't kill a killer, but you can break their heart. Do you dare to even try? You mean, that's right, tomorrow one of these sexy slicers will not be eligible to take you on a date. Who's it going to be? But why? Because it's dramatic. Because it's surprising. Because it's a classic reversal of fate. And it will hurt someone's feelings. Someone dangerous. What's it going to be, champ? What's your thought process here? Trapper seems like he might throttle you in your sleep if you eliminate him. That being said, at least you'd see him coming. Spirit will be could be anywhere. She floats, and if she can disappear, hard to attract. If you get rid of Wraith, he might cry, and although I totally support normalizing men crying and being vulnerable, it just seems like he might be an ugly crier. Huntress, she might pretend to be okay with it, but then you'll start seeing her behind every tree. What I'm trying to say is, I don't envy you, boss. So which sociopath are you eliminating? We're going to eliminate Wraith. Which I'm here and I'm horny. And I'm not really needing positive reinforcement from you, Wraithy Poo. Please don't, it's personally, it's just my opinion of you and who you are and what you're about deep down as a person and how I don't like it. Like giving me something you know, a kiss, a wink, hold my hand, finish telling me about all this mysterious stuff you're obsessed with. Or better yet, don't. Wraith Rise is taller than you've ever seen him and calmly walks to the exit. Before he leaves, he turns to you. When you came here, I thought perhaps you'd be different. I don't know how my last bit of hope in humanity hadn't been snuffed out, but it wasn't. It is now. You were just like the rest of them. There's no hope or goodness here. The only thing I can do is try to escape. Or burn everything and everyone into the ground. He leaves. Pretty badass exit. We're not expecting that. Now that you've broken the heart of someone heartless, you should go get some shut-eye. And don't worry too much about the broken heart you've left behind. Because of course they'll be receiving a consolation prize. They might not get to go home with Cody with the Solar, but they'll never sleep alone again. That's right, we're sending our Luna player home with their own mostly new. I don't like that. Trickster body pillow. The next best thing to do to the next best thing to the real trickster. It might not hug you back, but it definitely won't try and stab you. And how do we know? Because I've tried it. That's right, it's Dwight Testa. Claudette approved. I hope you sleep well tonight. Cody, you're my hero for what you've accomplished. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you've done? No, not because of the deal. I mean, knowing that there's a legit homicidal maniac who hates you so close by. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you'll do tomorrow? I don't know how you'll do it, but you better go before Dwight and Claudette come back and put you to sleep themselves. You know how those two schedule. I agree, Kristen. Well, what a cozy way to end the day. Elimination? I didn't even know it was that time of day. Let's check in with everyone and see what, especially if they're a loser. Everyone is a sin, though. Well, see how things go tomorrow, I suppose. I'm not expecting anything. I tend to shut my mind off during hard times. I know I'm all excited and devil may care. The truth is, I'm really a pessimist at heart. That tends to happen when your mother is steered by an elf when you were young. Yeah, but how'd you know? Well, yes. Is there anything you have to talk about? If you'll excuse me, I saw a raccoon over in the tree, and I'm feeling peckish. I know I said some things when Cody kicked me to the curb, and I just want to say I'm embarrassed for how I acted. Not what I said, though. I stand by it. I want everyone to here to burn. How would I say things are going? It's a matter of perspective. If Cody's goal is to impress me, things are going poorly. But if Cody's goal is to get themselves killed, they're doing an amazing job. Did I think there was a chance I might get eliminated? Yeah, I did. Did I care if I got eliminated? Not even a little. Does the volume of words that's been talking about how much I don't care about things identify a deeper yearning within me to be seen, heard, and validated by those around me? Nah. What? No, you're not a part of this. You don't get to be a professional. It's cool, man. I'm not a part of anything. You feel me? I'm not a cog in anyone's machine. I'm my own machine. This whole thing's pretty cute, though. Charming, having a low budget, old school marketing vibes. Not gonna lie. I wish I wasn't so busy right now. I'd be down to do a reality show style dating competition with survival elements. But I got my new album coming, upcoming tour, finalizing the new sneaker line, producing a limited series of my life, starting a new social media NFT crypto app, and doing these things, private gigs over in the IP Island. My dudes, you gotta come check out IP Island. It's dope. It's where the real killers are, hanging out, fully licensed, no legal drama. Lawyers, take a hike. I'm gonna tell everyone that Trickster said that about them. Don't worry. I'm talking your favorite established characters from all over pop culture can't be seen on this island. Hell, you probably can't even mention them. Like Ghostfa? Don't you say it. Look, we did it. You're very popular in a man, but we have a game to get back to, and I don't want to get sued. Ghostface. Come on. Whatever, I don't even care. I'm the Trickster. See you around, Cody. You too, narrator. Well, I have a name, you know. You do? Yeah, seriously. They do not pay me enough to deal with you people. Is it my turn? What? No, no, it's not your turn. You sentient water, how are you even sitting in that chair? What's a chair? It's the thing you're getting all wet. Now it's gonna smell like mildew. Okay. Rude. Fine, let's get this over with. It's your turn. I shouldn't do your check-in. Check-in, I was just looking for the bathroom. Bathroom, are you serious? It's down the hall to the left. It's okay, never mind. Never mind, what does that mean? Ew. No, not you two. This wasn't meant to be a confessional time for literally every character in this game. It's okay, we don't have to confess anything. We've been working on our asses off for 2 days straight and wanted to sit down somewhere. This chair is wet. Yeah, I think the ocean just peed on it. How is that? You know what? I don't care. You two are looking pretty pleased with yourselves. Not something to confess. Oh great, what's it gonna be? You ate glue and said it ready. You cheated on an outdoor test once? Watching Rage get eliminated was the first time this uneven spiral staircase of pain that is my life that I've ever felt a modicum of joy. Every moment that I'm alive is a nightmare. This place, the sun, these sweaty sugary drinks. It sounds like a sweet sugary drinks. It sounds fun for a long weekend, but for an eternity. The unrelenting rhythm of, I think you might be enjoying this game a little too much. I don't know what that means. Rhythm of crashing waves and wailing seagulls. It's like a crescendoing song of evil that makes me question the very foundation of the universe. Why am I here? Why are any of us here? What kind of sentient being would do this? Please erase me from this existence. Make it so I was never born. Pull the plug on this experiment and let my soul be free. And please, please get me out of this polo shirt. Okay, let's get you to bed, buddy. I don't want to go to bed. Going to bed means eventually I have to wake up. Right, son, that was a weird way to end. Well, what are you going to do? You let the camera roll long enough, someone's bound to say something crazy. Anyway, seems like everyone's had their shot to annoy me tonight. So hit the hay and get some rest. Tomorrow's going to be a doozy. A doozy? A doozy woozy. Soft sunlight warms your skin, nudging you awake. Also, you're using a killer crab as a pillow, which is sort of okay with it. What's that? You don't know about the killer crabs? Oh, right, you didn't go on that Hunter State. You really missed out. It was thrilling. Or I guess it would have been. You'll have to play the game again to see that reference, I suppose. Actually, I went on the Hunter State the last year. Suck it, narrator. Ugh. You pull on your beach attire and splash water on your face. Delight and Claudette approach as that look on their faces. Excitement, terror. You'll notice your stomach flutters with butterflies. Someone's in love. Or you've been affected with zombie butterflies in your sleep. It has happened here before, but it's probably the love thing. It's time. Claudette just over to the beach where the killers all stand flanked by tiki torches. It's a scene very reminiscent of a TV show you used to hate watch with your ex. Suddenly the message is clear. You are going to declare your affections for a killer in front of several other killers. Hey, Trickster isn't here. Hey, isn't Trickster supposed to be here? We paid him good money to make some half-assed cameos in this show. I'm going to shoo his agent out. But before they walk over for your big moment, don't think we haven't noticed how you've how kind you've been to us, Cody. Can't be easy being thrown into a mysterious island for seemingly no real reason, surrounded by terrifying killers, trying to manage your most primal impulses, murder and making out. And you kept a cool head and treated us. Your family island host with dignity and respect. Don't tell anyone who told you this, but Claudette looked around conspiratorially. Just a little hint for you going forward. Don't try to go all the way to the killer who isn't into you. Relationships are a two-way street, and if you have a green light in the other direction, you might end up in the friend zone. The friend zone, that doesn't sound so bad. Or do you think you are exactly? Dead by Daylight doesn't do friends. These are killers, and there are survivors, and I'm afraid we can't say more. Okay, so who's into me? Well, I've never seen Spirit open up to anyone like she has opened up to you. I've seen her open up to the insides of plenty of people, but thankfully for you and us, that's in a different type of game. So you ready? Of course you're not, but too bad. We're on a schedule. Whew. We make our way over to the row of hotties. Claudette and Dwight standing off to the side, hands behind their backs. It's been quite the 48 hours, but there are clearly sparks in the air, and I'm just talking about this rusty chainsaw, though do I recommend staying away from those sparks. It's time for us for our newcomer to confess their love. Wait, I have to do a drum roll for this. No, you don't, but who cares, Cody? Who do you choose for your solo date? At least we knew our flower thing. Dwight, I thought we agreed to keep that between us. No, not that flower thing. The thing where the suitors of flowers is a symbol of the contestants' love and affection. Oh, right, I suppose, but no roses. They're such a cliche at this point. That's good because I tried to pick a rose, but I got an ouchie, so I settled for these. Cute. Beautiful. You've done good, Dwight. This is a lovely bouquet. I hope Dwight says some of those for Claudette. They're a thing, right? You're getting that vibe too. Just me? Sorry. You've got other things to think about right now. Cody, who do you select to receive these flowers and spend the day with you today? You approach Spirit, peering below the brim of her impressively large hat and into her haunting eyes. Spirit, since I met you, I've been enchanted by your presence. You've challenged me to be a better person and resisted the urge to show me the sharp. And if you're for that, I thank you. I'm ready to take our relationship to the next level. And we shall, up to the eye of the dark storm that is our reality, to the lantern room of the Black Lighthouse. It's time to see what you're made of, Cody. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I thought it might be nice to start the day on a trapper's yacht before we end up to the Black Lighthouse. Even if I kind of hate this basic tropical vacation stuff like yachts and snorkeling over whatever, it's good for you to see me in the sun a little bit. At least there's more to me than what you've already gotten to experience. I know that my vibe can be a little dark. The hat, the swimsuit, the plume of floating hair. This wasn't always who I was. I was a normal young woman once, went to school, hung out with friends. I even had a part-time job working in a restaurant in town. And then, well, I know what happened. Your father, he murdered me and I woke up as an undead avenger. That's not what I was getting at. Something else happened to me. I realized I needed to be seen, and I don't even know by whom. A lot of time when you're talking about ghosts, there are these kinds of seeing through flickering specters. You imagine reaching out and having your hand going right into them. Ooh, like that sort of thing. Maybe there's some warpy effect on the world around you. I don't know. Depends on which movie you're watching. But when I died, well, I dare you to try and reach your hand through me. Not really. That's an invitation. It's rhetorical. Why did I end up this way? Who brought me here to this island? Who knows? I sure don't. I've got my ideas, but I'm not exactly out there digging around in caves or dusting off antiques. I'm trying to find clues and analyze their meanings. I do want to take this experience seriously, though. I want to give the process a chance. It may be a dumb process, and one that I have extremely little respect for as a person. But you just woke up on this beach with no memory of who you are or where you came from, and rather freak out, you simply try and swim away. You're giving this a chance. I actually don't know that swimming away was an option. It's not. However, the fact that you never tried, I think means you got courage or an open mind, or I don't know, maybe you stuck around. Because you liked someone you met there. Maybe while the two of you were getting all deep and philosophically flirty, the yacht pulled up to the shore next to the Black Lighthouse. Last stop, everybody off. There were other stops. Oh no, not this trip of your life. Spirit rolls her eyes and leaves for the shore. I'm just messing with you. That was the only stop. Nobody here is really looking out for our fun, so we have to make it ourselves. But there was no other stop. Seriously, go. Race you to the poop deck, Dwight. This ship doesn't even have a poop deck. Oh, it will. As you disembark, you will see Dwight and Claudette run diddling across the ship. Too bad you can't date those two. They seem like they know how to have a good time. Okay. You arrive at the beach near the majestic Black Lighthouse. It's imposing from towers above you. Dun, dun, dun. Hold on. A flock of birds circles lazily, no sense of fear, of urgency, as if circling a corpse that hasn't moved in ages. I'm excited about today, see? The spirit places her wrist on carefully in your hand, presses your fingers down against her skin. It's cool to the touch, but you feel Is that the faintest of pulses? My blood is absolutely pumping. So what happens now? Now I show you something that no one has ever seen up close before. Well, no one who has ever lived to tell about it. We're doing that. Spirit points to the top of the lighthouse amongst the circling birds. What's actually up there? Have you seen it? Hey y'all, how's everybody doing today? Why are you here, dude? Certainly seems to be taking the whole elimination thing well, or maybe this is the opposite of that. Better not bring that up at all, and just hope he doesn't completely melt down. Well, hi, Wraith. You seem chipper today. Something strange definitely going on with this day. Well, something else strange. Something different than what's usually going on. Wraith takes a deep breath, sucking in the ocean air like it's the greatest air that has ever been sucked. How do you thank you? Thank you for choosing anyone else to go on a date with today. Alone again forever. This is how I'm meant to be. I feel alive. Are you done? We're kind of, on that date you just mentioned. I'm glad you're feeling better, Wraith, but like she said, we're in the middle of something. Oh, right. What you doing? Heading up to the eye of the lighthouse? I love it up there. You can really see the whole island from up there. In fact, Spirit, like you said, no one's been up there and lived to tell about it, but this sounds exactly like telling about it. Technically, I don't think Wraith counts as being alive. I don't maintain the canon, but Spirit waves her arms at Wraith from head to toe. And if he's not dead, now he's going to be when I punish him for interrupting our date. Hey now, we can solve our problems without our hair floating up into any menacing shapes. I'll just be over here running away. Enjoy the view! I think Wraith was cheating about the whole being up there. Honestly, the view isn't even of the island. What you can see is mostly ocean, on account of it being, a lighthouse. However, what does bring up an interesting point, regardless how do I say it? Spirit's hand floats up as she scratches her head contemplatively. You don't see her at a loss for words like this. What's your mortal status? Because despite what our lengthy friend seems to think, the lighthouse is not to be trifled with. It's a beacon of death and suffering that brings doom to it from all corners of the world, if not further. Well, duh, you saw a freaking pirate ship simply travel through space and time only to get crumbled at the rocks beneath the spooky tower. But you decided not to point it out because that wouldn't be too romantic now, would it? I think I'm alive. I'm here with you walking this beach, feeling the water on my feet, feeling the sun on my skin. Here, with me, the spirit, does that really make you alive? I guess, I don't know. If you come with me up into the eye of the lighthouse, you may never return. Is that a risk you're willing to take? Because we have something I won't deny. I feel it. I'd hate for you to simply turn to ash. If we were ever to commit right here and now to figuring this out as friends, we can put the risk off for another time. Just be friends. Ouch, is this her way of letting you down easy? I don't know if I want that friendship. I want you. That's why I chose you. I can't decide this for you. I can only warn you that it may not be safe. You might die up there, and there's nothing I can do about it. You take a deep breath and think about every particle of sea air as it travels into your body. It fills your lungs. It may be the last time you have such a thought, but you feel strangely at peace with the information. I don't need another friend. I want something more. I'd risk my life for it. Spirit smiles a quirky, devilish smile. Right this way. Oh. Inside the lighthouse is almost pitch black. It was seemingly day when you stepped through the door, but inside this place is like a void. The last thing you see is the final rays of sun leave you as a horrible sight. A petrified body leaving on the stairs, reaching not up but down as if it had been crawling. What's your step? The things we do for love. When you arrive in the lantern room at the top of the black lighthouse, you breathe a sigh of relief. The light is out and seemingly defunct. Dust takes the room as though it hasn't been operated in a century. However, somehow, it was just morning a moment ago, but now it's night? What do you mean a moment ago? We've been standing here looking out over the ocean all day. I really enjoyed the peaceful time with you. Taking the view, standing in complete silence for hours. It was kind of my perfect date. Really? I don't remember that. I just called it the perfect date, and you can't be bothered to remember it? What kind of game are you playing with me? I want to remember it. It's just that for some reason my mind is completely blank, but hey, I'm not dead. Or you're already dead and have been this whole time. That's true. Maybe we'll never know. It doesn't look like the light is working. Even turned off, the light has a power to it. The massive lens refracts moonlight through itself, a subtle sparkle that has a hypnotic effect. Maybe that's where the day went. Staring into this light, the sun fell and the moon rose. Thanks for spending the day with me. I really had a good time. That's it. Don't get me wrong. This is really cool and all. I guess I just don't know what I expected. I suppose if you thought you were walking into your death and nothing happened, it might feel a bit anticlimactic. Sorry, anyhow, it's time to go. Here, let me just flip on the light for the staircase so it's easier to get down. The stairs still look pretty dark. Maybe spirit is interrupted by a strange hum, and then it becomes frankly clear to you that switch wasn't for the stairs, it was for the main lantern. A lantern is now beginning to power up. The faintest smell of burning begins to reach up to your nose. Oopsie, looks like maybe the switch wasn't for the stair lights at all. Now we see who's really alive and who is really dead, I suppose. It's bound to happen sooner or later. You slam your eyes closed, hoping that somehow not looking at the light itself will protect you. Not sure I see the logic in that, but it is magic. It kind of defies logic. I want to see it, but well, I'm a little scared. Don't look directly into the light. Open your eyes and look only at me, and I'll keep you safe. Oh god. Oh god, I'm gonna die. Perfect. Perfect. Not bad. Oh my god, that was absolutely perfect on that one. Perfect. Not bad. Are you okay? You seem okay. I hope I haven't ruined this by pushing you to do something you weren't meant to do. You're so brave, maybe not so coordinated, but certainly brave. I'm so lucky you put yourself through this for me. It shows that you're real. Despite your attempt to resist, the incredible force of energy from the black lighthouse lantern eye refuses to subside. No, it can't be ignored, and it doesn't matter if you look directly at it or not. In the end, it was just a trivial game. This is a real life and real magic. You stare at it now, and its power penetrates your mind. Hey, been a while. How are things? Doing good? Feeling more dead or more alive? Yeah, well, love will do that to a person. Don't worry, it'll make sense soon. You wait to hear Spirit's muffled voice. You've got a terrible taste in your mouth. Like burnt hair, the air feels damp and smells like ash. It takes time for the sound to clear up, but eventually Spirit's words start to make sense to you. However, it's clear she's talking to someone else, not you. You know how sometimes people say it's not you, it's me? Well, this time it's you and it's also me. I can't believe I thought you would change for me. I can't believe I thought that what you were doing was a sacrifice. You never gave anything up for me. Well, today I saw that love looks like, and it looks a whole lot different than this. I don't think you're hearing me, which is weird because I'm practically shouting. Nobody breaks up with Trapper, nobody! Oh yeah, fine, nobody breaks up with the Trapper. But I'm not doing that, I'm dumping. Don't you dare say it. I'm dumping Evan Macmillan, and there's nothing you or he can do about it. It's over between us, Evan. Man, Trapper turns to Spirit and looks directly at you. You realize that you're laying on the ground in some weird tunnel. I think that your shouting woke up Cody. Sorry, I think I interrupted something very personal and also very quite scary. I swear I wasn't trying to listen in, but I heard a lot. Probably on everything. I think I woke up in the middle. What did you hear? Just you dumping Trapper. We were never together. I mean, we were together. Wink, wink, wink. I know you were wearing a mask, but we can see your eyes. You don't need to say wink, wink, wink out loud. Another reason I'm right to have dumped you. You did not. It was mutual. The jig is, as I say, up. They know you're awake now, and you're going to have to deal with this awkward situation head on. Cody, I shouldn't be here. You two are having a very personal conversation that I don't need to be involved in. I don't even know how I got here. I'm not here on this island or in this creepy tunnel. As far as this island goes, your guess is as mine. As far as the tunnel goes, we brought you here. You and Trapper, but after the lighthouse came, you blacked out on your way down. I thought you might have hit your head or something. It's hard to tell what blood is new or old around here. Either way, I wanted you to get you someplace safe, and I asked Trapper for help. It's not that I can't carry you, I just didn't feel like it, you know? I hate messing with my shards. A trapper, on the other hand, he loves nothing more than having an unconscious body draped over his shoulder. I would have asked Claudette and Dwight for help, but I don't trust them. But you trust Trapper? Like and trust are two different things. You might think Trapper can be a real jerk, and you'd be right, but you get what you see with him. We brought you down here because we're the only ones who know about this place. It's part of an old tunnel network that connects different places on the island. What's up, guys? Talking island mysteries. My favorite Talbert. I was just in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd pop in. Trapper, you said this place is private. Don't look at me. I thought about it. I didn't tell him about it. Half the appeal of this spot is getting away from people like him. Once easy, I can see when I'm not wanted. So you three a throuple now, or because I gotta say I didn't really get the whole Trapper spirit thing, but hey, it's not my business. I don't stick my nose in it. We were not a thing. Nobody traps the Trapper, not with traps or with relationships. And you do realize you're sticking your nose in our business right now, right? Well, so hostile. If you don't want to talk about it, just say so. Anyway, this tunnel has been has some very interesting features. If you head about 50 meters down that way, you'll find... Get out! Ray looks around to be doubly sure that Trapper's addressing him. I was just sleeping. This island is a lovely place, which is great for me. I love to be here alone. Trapper, on the other hand, he's quite needy. And after a lot of pursuit, I finally let him catch up to me. And it became, well, I don't want to call it a relationship, because somebody really didn't want to have that talk, but we were more than friends. I dispute the events as told. For the record, I didn't pursue, I stalked, and I lie and wait. Seeing you eye to eye was not one of the things we were good at. So I hate to ask, but did I just look into a refrigerator-sized death lamp? So I guess I'm more reluctant for punishment than I thought. Were you good at? What were you good at? Well, for starters, excuse me, I'll take the question. Thank you very much. If you know anything about me by now, it's about a quest for revenge. Exactly what you might not know. Trapper is like a great classical maestro of revenge. Trapper blushes behind the mask. That's one way to compliment a dealer. Revenge against friends who have turned their back and betrayed him. Revenge against his father for making him into a monster. Revenge against a barista who wrote Ewan on his cappuccino, knowing his name was actually Evan. For someone who thinks about revenge as much as I do, Trapper is an inspiration. What they say to never date your heroes. Never mind, but I don't think that's the same. And then you came along, Cody. You showed me that it's okay to be lost, to feel pathetic, to push on when you have nothing real to offer anyone. I'm not sure where you got all that from, but okay. You held a mirror up to my own doubts and fears and showed me that they aren't everything about me, that I can embrace those things about not being defined by them. You showed me that life after death can be more than just an obsession with revenge and mind-blowing sets on the ground in a dark cave or a dusty old tunnel. Trapper nudges you in the ribs with his elbows crossed, clearly appealing to Trapper's better features. Has been winning a strategy for dumping his ass because he seems to be taking it quite well. This whole half-assed dating show parody thing, at first I obviously thought it was a lame idea. What kind of moron thought there was an audience for this? But then we spent some time together and I realized there's something actually real here. And I didn't want to give up on it, and I don't want to give up on us. Listen, Cody, while you were knocked down unconscious by some minor head trauma, like I told Weakling, the spirit confided in me that she has real feelings for you. I took it extremely well, naturally, because I trust her and value her opinions. Doesn't mean I trust you. You want to get to her, you have to get through me first. By passing Trapper's test. Trademark. Coming to BHVR Behavior TV, Sundays at 8 p.m. I hate this. Welcome to Trapper's Test. Answer my questions correctly or dive of a blade. Question 1. Blood Spirit's real name? The one given to her by a murderous father, which she only lets her real friends call her. Okay, you got that one. Don't celebrate yet. Question 2. What lives inside Spirit? Sure, everyone knows that. It won't be all this easy. Question 3. Where does Spirit work back when she was a normal college girl before she was hell-bent on revenge? Shit, I knew this one. Oh man. It was a restaurant, right? I think it was a restaurant. I'm gonna look it up. Hooked on you. This doesn't fucking help. I was right. I knew my girl. I know to think I would date a waitress. Don't tell my father I'd ever meet with help like that. He was so disappointed in me. Question 4. What's Spirit's favorite color? Black. But it's not really a color. No, these questions are already superficial. Sure, maybe I didn't know Spirit that well. Maybe that's why she dumped me. Maybe that's why I didn't work out for us. Who knows? Question 5. The final question. You got this, Cody. According to the Spirit, what's worse than being dead? Not being seen for who you are. Random parts of your life having unfinished business. When I pitched Trapper's test to the suits at Behavior TV, they told me there was no room in the budget for a new car, treating it as the final prize for winning. So I killed them all right there on the spot, while killing them and solving the budget problems that sure did feel good. I'm telling you this A to brag, and B to explain why the only thing you're about to win, going to win, is me saying congratulations for passing Trapper's test. Not that it was some huge challenge. I mean, the woman obsessed with the giant light that shines in the dark has a chip on her shoulder, right? About being seen, defeater, you probably guessed, but the rules are rules. Even if I literally just made them up, you got it right. So I guess I approve of your dating Spirit or whatever. I really never really cared in the first place. I was just hoping you'd slip up and give me a good excuse to wet my blade with your blood. Maybe I'll find a reason tomorrow. For now, you two have fun. Wink, wink, wink. Trapper out. I'm sorry. This is horrible, and this is incredible. It's what it's meant to be. It's good stuff. I'm sorry you had to endure that. What? 5 million questions? It was nothing. Not even that. As ridiculous as unnecessary as it was, the whole thing. The waking up in a random tunnel, the overhearing of our argument, the news that Trapper and I had something going on, and the stupid quiz, all of it, especially the whole Trapper out catchphrase. It's only because I actually like you. None of it would happen if I didn't. And I like you too, Spirit. Please tell me, Rin. I didn't think that our lighthouse experience was completed. There was something else I wanted to show you. Up alone in the lantern room of the tower. Get your mind out of the gutter, Cody. It's not that kind of game. What's that? Hold on a moment. I'm being told, no, wait, it is that kind of game. Disregard the gutter comment. Coming back up there with me. There's no place I'd rather be. Oh, Jesus. It's happening! You decide to return to the lantern room of this lighthouse, despite all the drama and the worry that was previously a part of this place for you. More importantly, you're excited to be there with Spirit, which makes it all the more crushing. You're interrupted by the arrival of Claudette and Dwight. Claudette, Dwight, funny seeing you here. Wait, did I say funny? I meant tragic. Tragic? I don't think so. What could be so tragic about a family reunion? There are always joyous occasions in my experience. I hate this guy. Before they can explain what's even more, what that's even supposed to mean, the lighthouse begins to howl, a low flattening sound. The lens begins to blow, and now for being away, prepare to shield your eyes in case something bad happens to you again. That's the time for any reality show shenanigans. Dwight, Claudette, shield your eyes. We don't know what the lighthouse will. Now, please don't interrupt. You'd think after all this time, you'd know that we got your best interests in mind. Wait, what? No, of course I don't think that. But what's in yours, friend? I asked you not to interrupt. Too late. The black light flares. In the darkness, you see something horrible and strange. In the place of Claudette and Dwight, you see two ghoulish silhouettes. But before you can focus on them, the light passes and the two survivors are returned to their normal states. It's breezy up here. I should have packed a sweater. What in the hairy hell? Hey, watch the language. You shouldn't speak that way. Oh, shit! Around your elders. Grandpa? My little Rin. You're such a woman now. They grow up so fast. What? Cody, meet Grandpa Kaizen Yomaka. Well, technically not just Grandpa. Technically, he's my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. That's a lot of greats to say in a row. I haven't seen my little Rin since I've watched over her in the afterlife when she was just a little girl. And I expect you all to say the greats. It's a matter of honor and respect. Except Rin, she can do whatever she wants, my precious little angel, but you only stares at you with his demonic red eyes. You're pretty sure the decorative third eye on his mast is looking at you. You mongrel, you must treat me with respect, or so help me. I'll be cleaning your bits off your head off my kanabo. A kanabo is a metal baseball bat covered in spikes. Okay. I'm not sure what a peasant like you was doing so close to a descendant of the noble Yamaka bloodline in the first place. Dirt, Claudine, that's what's going on to me. It's Dwight, sir, and Claudette, remember? Explain to you that you don't come meet your great-great-granddaughter's suitor and withhold your approval. 5 greats. Grandfather, sir, your honor, master, sir. Dwight, he's a samurai, not a judge. Grandpa, they must have summoned you here because they think you have a great judgment, and because they think you, but if they sent my father, it'd be too distracted by torturing me for all eternity to change the rest of whatever this is. Show, game, experience. Oh yes, that makes sense. Only a man of my power and my magic can help. Self-important much? Nice to meet you, cousin. Only my friends and family call me cousin. Those who tremble in fear my presence call me Oni. You're seeing a serious resemblance to Trapper in not only the sheer size of the man that Oni is, but also his attitude. Apparently his spirit has a type. You sure you can or want to measure up to that? It dawns on you that a second maybe you do resemble Oni. Every time you tried to look at your own reflection, however, you become dizzy and confused. This definitely deserves some more thought. But now's not the time to consider the fact that you might be some kind of hulking vampire with the first ever case of self-blindness. There's a massive samurai mad dogging you from the 2 steps away. Well, you don't scare me at all, so I'll stick with Kazan. Peasant, I realize now that the true purpose of my visit is to extinguish your light. Only ways is to taunt in the air at you menacingly like oh my god, like granddaughter apparently. Hold up there, grandpops. Not so fast. You're only supposed to kill them if they deserve it. First, you should get to know him a little better. And young people these days, wanting to kill people, insisting they must deserve it. Back in my day, you did what needed to be done because your nobility depended on it. I just threw that on the floor. In his day, for such an imposing presence, he sure is giving off serious old man yells at cloud vibes. You see, when I was a young man, we didn't have foreigners in our land. We didn't need them. We had an abundance of culture already. A little too much, if you ask me. But I didn't make the rules. The rulers did. Exactly how it should be. Literature, art, commerce, theater, fashion, poetry, puppet shows, ghost stories, courtesans, gambling, fighting, fine dining, fast food, public institutions. What were we talking about? Spirit deals are great. Okay, I'm not saying all those every time and only for dealing with this. You wondered if she even likes this guy. She sure hates her father, so. Listen up, old man. We don't have time for you to list every activity you're able to a samurai in the entirety of the Edo period. Silence, peasant! You must show your ignorance. Samurai were forbade for many activities that didn't benefit the Bushido code, such as attending certain theatrical whatever performances, for instance. Sometimes, however, a samurai would put on a disguise in order to seek out entertainment. Now that I'm not saying I did that because I had honor and a body, but like an entire castle, don't even know about the ins and outs of the shooting rules of traditional Japanese samurai etiquette, you fool. Rin, what would you want with such an uneducated mire as this? I find it hard to believe that any contemporary person knows all that much about who was and wasn't allowed to do what leisure activities over 100 years ago. And however you're really not sure how to handle this massive demonical man. Oh well. Oh wait, I did it. Rin, sweet Rin, my beautiful descendant, you invited me here to do what you're too kind to do. Bash this shirt's head in. Claude, Doris, fetch my kanabo. Rin, wrap your robe around this mongrel's hands and hold them still. We'll splatter their brains on the beach together as a family. Grandpa, no, that's not why I invited you here at all. In fact, I didn't invite you. Claudette and Dwight did. Oh yes, wink, wink, wink. The whole saying wink out loud thing is getting out of hand. Him and Trapper really do have a lot in common. I swear Cody has a good soul and the heart of a warrior. They fought for my love in their own way, faced down death and even more than once, and put up with their fair share of nonsense. Nonsense which seems to be endless. Can we, I don't know, wrap this up already? Of course, of course. Who am I to expect anyone to wait around for my approval? I've only been hanging out as a ghost and watching my bloodline be polluted by cowards and tweeters for over 5 generations. Just come give me your ancestor-in-law a hug. Sword drawn, Odie beckons you closer. There's no way he has ever hugged anyone this entire life. Lay him bit over here, actually. Rin now, push him my way, and I'll split him in half. The sacrifice of his usurper to the Yamata bloodline will surely bring us back to life and set us back on the course of honor. You're so silly, Grandpa. We both know that only one sacrifice can get our family back on track. Revenge on my father, your grandson, traded to the Yamaka name. The lust for violence in your voice that fills me with cheer. I'll never forget who I am. I suppose if this person you want to be with on your journey of bloody revenge, I should trust your judgment. The strength inside of you blooms from the same cherry tree that was planted centuries ago by our shared ancestors. And if Cody ever chooses me poorly, you have my word on our family's honor. I will wield my katana and gut him like a fish. A tear rolls down from behind Oni's demonic mask. You sure you want to marry into this? And one last word of advice, my dear. The father stuff, don't forget it. But maybe stop focusing on so specifically and obsessing on it. What he did was awful, but it was already done. Do something for yourself now. Just my 2 cents. Be well, Ren. I will see you again. Now let's go, servants. Clint, Danis. Turn me to the stables. I assume my dragon has been fed and tended to. Yes, sir. Sure. I swear it's still better than dealing with Trapper's dad. I'm sorry if I was disrespectful for your grandfather. He seemed like a great, very special man. I realize I never measure up someone like that, a warrior with a hell of a fashion sense. I mean, that mask. Don't worry. I would never expect you to, or want you to, really. If all I wanted was the biggest brute alive, I'd be down in Trapper's cave right now avoiding his vintage bear traps. That's not the life I've imagined for myself. The sense of abstract duty, anger, and a world changing around me. A lust for blood, that's no way to live. And yet, as you know, that is the Yamaka way of life. Forever I'm cursed to battle against the dragon that lives inside me, or at least maybe I was until now. Call me the Dragon Tamer, baby. Wow. You haven't won this game yet. Please don't ruin it. Sorry, I have no idea where that came from. I think when we spend enough time in this lantern room, we should get back to the beach. Oh, jeez. The moonlight sets a romantic mood as a storm cloud rolls in and surrounds the black lighthouse. You know, the sun might have set both if we wait long enough, or hasn't yet. Oh my god. Spirit removes her sheer robe, allowing you her strappy black bikini. Her pale green skin glows under the light of the moon. Maybe you could help me get a head start on applying tomorrow's sunscreen. I didn't. I mean, yeah, of course, like the last time was, well, I definitely felt more connected to you afterwards. To be totally real with you, I'm kind of just asked you as a goof, but I really enjoyed it. I swear, though, if you tell anyone about this, I will not be labeled a foot freak. Not that there is anything wrong with feet. It's just that something about that kind of attention really gets people talking. Steady, steady. Oh, no. This is interesting. Yes. No. Close. Almost. I don't like this. Almost. Close. I dig it. Almost. No. Close. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Close. Yes. Almost. Dang it. Almost. You suck. You suck! Yes. God, that was so goddamn fun. I love feeling your hand sliding up and down my feet and between my toes. My skin has never been more moist. I hate this game. Get up here right now. Before you can find a towel to wipe off your lotion hand, Spirit grabs you and pulls you in close. Her lips lock onto yours. They're surprisingly soft and warm. The sensation is incredible. Clouds over the moon and you find yourself on the beach with Spirit in complete darkness. You can feel the narrow straps of her bathing suit come undone and come to life. snaking through the air, wrapping around your body, lifting you up off your feet. Come here, you. So this is what it feels like to fly. As spirit pulls you close, you feel bits of glass pressing your flesh. Pain and pleasure mix and wash over you like the ocean. Salty air sting your skin as you writhe against your undead lover. The lighthouse howls. In the darkness, you're pretty sure that spirit lets the dragon inside of her take over. If it kills you, you're sure it will have all been worth it. The clouds part just as you manage to pull yourself to get yourself exhausted away from the spirit. A chain of broken glass is lodged into your shoulder. When you pluck it from your skin, it drips blood. Sorry, I think this got stuck to me when I was having the best night of my life. Spirit drags her fingertip over the sharp edge of the glass shard. Keep it. Consider it a memento. I'm not putting more where that came from. You arrive at the beach to find Claudette and Dwight waiting for you. Now is the time, Cody, to face your destiny. Actually, about that, Cody, can we talk privately? Maybe I'm not here. Maybe someplace else would be better for us for this talk. You know how we feel about schedules, Spirit. Very strongly. And you know how I feel about you telling me what to do. Don't do it. Like I said, I'd rather have this talk with Cody privately. It's not right to do it here in front of everyone. You know, from my experience in upper management in my father's mind, I learned that if you're going to fire someone, it's best to do it in public so they don't freak out. Please, enough of the fire talk. Wait, you think? No, she couldn't be. It seems so in love. Well, I mean, not really. Spirit is still spirit. If I try to imagine spirit in love, I suppose that hasn't attempted to murder Cody yet, so... But I find your distance to mine, that girl is very hard to read. Word of advice, though, if you're going to end it quickly, my experience. The more pathetic the creature, the more annoying the final howls are. I don't need any advice. Everyone out except for Cody. Did someone say final house? That kind of whole jam I can stay, right? Especially you out. Lame. On the spirit, you feel something awful hanging in the air, more awful even than the lingering smell of the Cleaver body spray. That I'm dadding. We're all dadding for Cleaver body spray. Spirit, man, I don't know what you plan on saying, but before you say anything, just know that I really enjoy my time with you. Getting to know you the past few days helped me get to know myself. For that, I just want to say thank you. That's sweet. You're welcome. And you know what? It's kind of that thing that shows me you got your heart side. Too good for me to carve out and toss into the ocean, but also too good for me to love. I need someone who shares my interests, someone I can connect with, someone jaded and dispassionate, only driven forward by a desire for revenge. I need someone who isn't so warm that I feel cold in comparison. I need someone who isn't you. Now, what the hell, man? Can we just be friends? I don't know if... Before you finish that, just know, if we're not friends, you'll probably become enemies, and I will destroy you. Friends it is. I'm glad to have you here for when I need you, but also not too close to me when I don't. So yeah, I'll see you around. Spirit starts to leave. Wait, what? That's it? That's how it ends? You're just leaving me here? Not sure I use the word ends as for that matter. I wouldn't say that I'm leaving, but we're definitely through. The fact that you can't see that, well, it just proves that we never really belonged together anyway. Anyhow, good night, Cody. What the hell? I just spent all this time on this island doing everything I can to get to know you, only to be told that I should just leave the chocolate factory through the side door. I don't know what that means. Anyway, I said good night, Cody. See you around. Jeez, I'm sorry. What a bummer. Hey, why does she keep saying she'll see me around? Gosh, I have no idea. That's cute. Didn't find love, but you found friendship that will last forever, all thanks. And some of my precious tailors lived happily ever after, as they should, learning to leave themselves first and foremost. Whilst trapped in a never-ending cycle of torture and my design. Wait, did I just spoil my true identity? You made it this far. You should probably know that. You'll have to play it in to find out more. No. Goodbye, Cody. See you again later, and again, and again, and again. Forever. The end. Alright, that concludes year 2 of our Valentine's Day special. Apparently the game was messed up. I don't know what's happening now. So we're going to see you guys next time. Yeah. Oh, it stopped messing up. Yay. We'll see what we do next time. Oh, it'll be bad. See you next year. Bye. I love you. I'll see you guys. Happy Valentine's Day and all that stuff. Goodbye.